Hello. Yeah, it's late and we're supposed to be sleeping, right? Especially me, I'm supposed to be asleep right now, but I can't sleep right now. So, how's everybody doing? Who's awake and who's asleep right now? Hi, everybody. So I couldn't sleep, obviously. When can I, right? I mean, I can, but sometimes I just can't at all. So Anthony is supposed to be sleeping. We have the retreat tomorrow. I said, let me see who's up. And we have the retreat tomorrow. I was like, I'm going to see who's up. I'm going to go see who's up. And we're supposed to be asleep right now, getting ready for the retreat tomorrow. So I was thinking when I was in bed, why I couldn't sleep is because... Hi, Georgia. How are ya? So this is what I was thinking when I couldn't sleep just now. I was hiking. I was in my bed, and I'm up being a Virgo and cleaning up, and so I'm satisfied. That's funny. That's funny. Hey, I'm awake. It's only 10 p.m. in California. Yeah, well, it's only 1 in the morning here, but what part of Jersey? We're gonna be in Farmington, New Jersey. And there's a lot of land there, and so like we're doing the C5 contact, which is basically like alien contact. So we're gonna go outside and meditate. We're gonna take some pictures and some video for you guys because I've asked my Starseed family to give us just a tad bit of proof, and I think they're gonna come through for me because they always do. So I wanted to talk about something like in particular. That's what this is about. I was in my bed and I was thinking about my stages of a spiritual awakening, like what I went through. Yeah, Anthony, I know it's going to be exciting. That's why I told everybody, make sure you bring warm clothes because we're going to be, first of all, during the day, we're going to do a lot of meditation. And then, we have a chef coming at night. We're going to have a little bit of dinner. I'll help the chef cook some dinner and we're going to have a delicious meal and all that. But the nighttime is when we're going to go do the contact, the CE5 contact. So, because that's when like spaceships and UFOs come out. And so I'm going to ask the master healers to come in and help. You scared, Anthony? You scared? You scared of some aliens? You scared we gonna get lifted up? Nah, that ain't gonna happen. What's gonna happen is they're gonna come in and help us, like help our kundalini rise. They're gonna help our healing. They're gonna help us heal. They're gonna assist me in some Reiki moves that I'm gonna do on you guys and some more stuff. So it's a lot. We're gonna do deep meditation and deep cleansing and healing. So it's gonna be really, really nice. Yeah, I'm gonna be live. I'm gonna go live during the meditation. I'm gonna go live outside during some Reiki that I'm gonna do in the house, some readings, and we're gonna go live a lot throughout the day, and see what happens. So I wanted to tell you guys something about like I was in my bed and I was laying down. I was like, I should do a video on like the different stages of a spiritual awakening and make it funny. Like, so I was gonna have like one stage be like where he always wants to talk when I talk every time, where the first stage is like you start doing mad research on conspiracy theories and all that shit. Like you start looking at, JFK was murdered and so was Marilyn Monroe and so was this and then that happens. And then from there it turns into I have anxiety, I have depression, I have bipolar disorder. From there it goes to some type of self-destructive thing, maybe addiction, maybe depression, things like this. And then from there it's everybody's good and it's all one, right? And then from there it's like it goes to, like, I wanted to talk about that. That's what I want to talk about, like the stages of the spiritual awakening, which is why I got on here in the first place. So I'll describe like how I experienced it. Hello, everybody. When everybody who gets like they get in tune with their gifts, or like they get in tune with their empathy or their gifts or their psychic awareness, right? A lot of people that go through that, they experience like what I would call like stages. Like there's like different stages, right? So when you're younger, what happens is you go through it and you don't know what's happening because you're younger, right? So if your guides feel like you're not ready for it when you're younger, they'll stop showing you. Because I remember when I was young, they used to try to reveal themselves to me in many ways. Another thing is people who are very gifted and empathic, they tend to attract very, I would say a lot of young kids, they attract what I would call as like abusers, child molesters and stuff like this. They tend to attract these kind of energies because they have this light about them. And when the darkness sees the light, there's two things it wants to do. It either runs from it or it runs right to it. And that is a fact. So I don't know if you guys ever had this experience, like when you know that you're like a light being, right? I guess like a person who's like in the light, and you exude like love and peace and harmony about you, and you tend to attract people that are so dark, like negative, and that happens for a reason. Is because, like I said, two things the darkness will do when they see a light being or a person who's in the light. They'll either go right to it or they'll go away from it. It's very, very strange thing that happens. Also, if you have a tendency to date people who are very broken and very lost people, these are the characteristics of a healer. Healers usually tend to attract people who are very, very broken. Very broken. Not only do we attract people that are broken, we tend to experience very weird things. Like, a lot of people will be, I don't know, it's like weird. Like a lot of people will hit on you that you're like, why is that person hitting on me? Like, I don't know if I'm going to say this, it's going to sound fucked up, but like your friends' husbands will be very attracted to you. And I don't mean sexually. I mean, they're just attracted to you. Like they want to hang out with you. They want to talk to you. Like they want to be close to you. And like you'll weed out these people that are like kind of, when you're in the light and you exude light, like my aura, for instance, right? And before I used to think like, oh, you know what? It's not me. There's nothing special about me. And then like, and it's not even that, like the ego talking. This is like my aura would attract these dark energies all the time. It would happen all the time. And it didn't just happen like when I was young. It happened throughout my whole lifetime. I would also bring out this, there was something I brought out in people and it would always weird me out. Like, so if I'm around a couple, this is why I say to people, like, if you're a couple, just watch coming around me for one reason, is because I tend to bring out people's power. Does that make sense to you? So I was going to say darkness, but that's not what it is. It's a power that I bring out of them. So if two people are friends, for instance, and I'm around them, all of a sudden, for some reason, these two people start to tell each other the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And the truth comes out and they start to argue, or they'll heal something that was really, really broken inside of both of them, right? So, for instance, I went with a couple somewhere, and when I was with the couple, we were in the car. We got in the car, everything was fine, everything was dandy. But all of a sudden, when we got like closer to the destination, the woman, she started to like say these things to him that I feel she's never said to him before. She was like, you don't pay attention to me and blah, blah. And he looked at me. He turned to me. When she started talking to him like this, he turned to me and was like, what did you do to her? And I looked at him like, I'm just sitting here minding my business. I swear to God, I didn't empower her. I wasn't like, when Eddie Murphy says, and Eddie Murphy and Ross says that don't let your African wife talk to your American friends because they're going to, Eddie, why you treat me like animal? I want half, you know what I'm saying? That's not what I did to her. All I was doing was sitting in the car waiting to go, like I was just trying to have a good time. And I just looked up 33 people. So my point is, it's happened to me recently a lot where I bring the power out of people. And I'm reading the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Mary, and the Gospel of Judas, right? And so I'm reading that, and these are the Gnostic texts, and in one of them it says that when you are the light, when you're the light, you know how to be the light. When you're the dark, when you're the light, you know how to be the light, but you also know how to be the darkness. It's basically saying that a person who can be non-judgmental and be around, no, I'm sorry, if a person could be around a person and that person can be quote unquote powerful, they're very good at making other people feel just as powerful. Why? Because their power brings power to the other person. So the other person gets a power inside of them, which is why I consider myself literally like a spiritual motivational speaker. Because I've been around people and with my words been like, yo, you're great. You know how I was laughing because today my daughter was in her room and I went in her room. I was like, what are you doing? She's like, nothing. I was like, you're great. You're amazing. You're a star. You're a queen. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I love you. You're beautiful. Your body's beautiful. You're gorgeous. She was like, I know. And she felt empowered instead of being like, Mom, shut up, you're annoying. You know, like she liked it. But my point is, like, I'm thinking about like DJ Khaled, how he does that to his son. You're a king. You're like, and I was laughing because I was like, well, should I sound like DJ Khaled right now? Right. But it came out of me to like empower her. I do this to people. I have noticed that I've done this to people so many times to the point where sometimes I think there's something wrong with me. And then I realize there's nothing wrong with me. They see power in me and they see the strength in me and how I'm unafraid to be myself. And two things happen. Those people that are really, really, really strong deep down inside, that strength comes out of them. And then in turn, they become strong. But the people who cannot handle a strong person, like the men that I've dealt with that could not handle my strong personality, my power, whatever you want to call it, they would try to put me down. Like, you think you're this, you think you're that. And I realize that. And so this is a message for you. If you're around someone or you're dating someone, let's say your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever it is, and this person doesn't like when you stand up for yourself, when you show power, when you show strength, they tend to get nervous, uncomfortable. Why is this happening? Why is this happening that it's happening to them? There's nothing wrong with you. I am here to validate the fact that there is nothing wrong with you. Actually, everything is right with you. And when somebody can't handle the fact that you know you have that power inside of you, let them run away and be still somewhere else. Because I told you, the light, although the light around you will, weed out darkness, like it will remove darkness. Another thing the light around you does is it attracts darkness. Why? Because when something is dark and something is hidden, it sometimes wants to. If it wants to be revealed and does not know how to do it, it will go closer to you in order to bring their darkness out, because they actually deep down inside want to come to the light. You understand? Does that make sense? So it's an energy that you bring about you, and then you'll have somebody who will be a dark person. They'll have a dark heart. They'll be bitter, right? Let's say, for instance, oh my God, and I just looked up. I swear for no reason, literally for no reason looked up and look at the time right there, 1:11. That's crazy. So there we go. We're walking through that portal of power here. Okay, guys? That's us walking through the portal of power together. So when we exhibit, by the way, just wish me luck, because tonight is the night I started to quit smoking. I started to quit smoking without the patch for now, but tomorrow if I get really irritated, I'll wear the patch. But I'm trying to not smoke at all. I didn't buy a pack of cigarettes. 3-day hump, baby. 3-day hump. After the third day, I will be okay. And so I've noticed this in my life. And so really, I just realized recently, and if you could see, I took that video down of me telling the bad spirits to like go to hell and all the good ones to come around me, because I realized something. Yeah, I attract some spirits that are not the greatest, right? That somebody would be like, well, why don't you tell them to leave? And I do. I tell the ones that are disrespectful and don't give me my space, they have to go. But there's some of them that need me. And I'm not here to change nobody or fix nobody. However, if they're watching me heal and then in turn it's healing them, then I'm okay with that. But like I said, if they're just sitting in the background like they're at a club and you're just standing there, you're not dancing, you're not buying drinks, why are you here? Go home and sleep, because you're boring. The party's whack with you standing there. It's creepy, actually. Like, we're trying to have a good time and we're looking at the people on the wall like, are you okay? Like, that's what I feel like when there's a spirit around that's not healing and doesn't have good intention, is not trying to heal with me. And so I tend to do this thing with my mind where for like, I don't know, it's like they draw me into that darkness for a second just to peer in, to look through like what's going on here. And they try to like tempt me with stuff all the time. It's like I'll get like text messages like, come here and do this, do that. And you might think that's a person, right, texting you. It's just a person, Flo. They're just texting you. No, it's not. It's not just a person texting me, because I am free of anything, like free of sex, free of dating, free of all that, right? So for someone to just come out of nowhere that I haven't spoken to in so long, like for instance, all light, all good, everybody around me's been doing well and whatever, but I'm laying in my bed and I'm falling asleep, and then I'm actually no, my bad. I'm laying in my bed and I'm reading the Gospel of Thomas and all that stuff. And so you'll think it's just a person, right? They just happen to have called you out of nowhere. No, no, that's not how it works. Spirit is great at manipulating other people and telling them in their head, flow, 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 call, flow, call, flow, call, flow. And they'll do that. They'll tap at somebody's mind, remind them, maybe even make them have a dream about somebody. They'll come into their dream as someone to try to tempt them, because there's ways that the darkness does things with the light. But remember, one thing it also said in the gospel, right? And I'm loving reading this because I'm learning a lot. One thing it always says is, remembering that God works with all darkness. God works with the darkness and the light in order to help people transmute things and to help them go through things and to experience things and to even help them learn lessons. You understand what I'm saying to you? So nothing's happening without God's permission. And if there should be a darkness, like a darkness type of energy that tries to come in and do something without God's permission, they will be found out really quickly, because there's a lot of snitches in the spirit world, and not in a bad way. It's not that kind of snitching. It's the kind of like, yo, this motherfucker out here wilding. He's over here fucking with this one and that one, and they tell on each other very quickly, okay? You can get angel cards anywhere, but you're supposed to get your first deck. If that's your first deck, you're supposed to get it as a gift, okay? Don't get Doreen Virtue. What does that mean? This is in my life right now. Well, so what I'm telling you is, okay, anyway, so I was laying in bed, right? So I was laying in bed, and then I get this phone call. Now, listen, you're going to be like, Flo, so what? That's not a big deal. But watch how big of a deal it is to me, because I tell God every day I'm trying to live right. Like, I don't, stupid shit. You know when you could just get away with stealing something and you just do because you're at Walmart and it's like huge and you're at the self-checkout and you're like, fuck it, they're never going to notice that item, you know what I mean? And you just want to get away with stuff because it's just that little bad side of you coming in and be like, whatever, right? You know what I'm talking about. Come on, like, let's really be clear. You can have all the money in the world. If you can get away with something, you're like, fuck that. Oh, what? I didn't know. I forgot that there. I didn't even know I had that there, miss. Like, come on. We all do it, right? We all do it, have done it, or are planning to do it. Let's really be clear. So, like, I tell God every day, and I'm like, listen, like, I really want to live my life right, like, I want to live my life right. Like, even sometimes I think of like when I've done these little things, like, listen, like I spend a good amount of money on people and my family and stuff. And then there's times when, like, I'll order something, right? And it's something that I like, right? But I want 2 of them. Why? Because I'm a greedy bitch, right? So what do I do? Tell them it never arrives so I can get another one. But then I end up giving that other one away, right? But then I realize in my head I get mad because I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. That was not right, right? But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but they did charge like $70 for that shit. That was a little OD. You know what I'm saying? They wilding with that price, right? And then I end up giving it to someone. I'm like, I just got 2 for the price of 1. I didn't steal. And then I go, no, Flo, you did. It's stealing. It's stealing because that company's trying to make money. But then I'm like, yeah, but they're mass producing. They're mass producing. They're fine. Like, they'll be all right. We have all done it. We've all called Amazon and been like, the package never arrived. Meanwhile, the shit was right there in front of the door. You picked the shit up, opened it. As soon as you opened it, you wrote them an email. Hi, it says my package was arrived, but it never arrived, right? And, like, we do these things because, like, we're human, and sometimes getting away with stuff is kind of fun. And you're like, yeah, I got 2. But then I realized when you do things like that, you do create karma for yourself. Whether you think it's like, Jessica, I love you. Whether you think it's like Amazon, they're billion, gajillion, bajillionaires, they'll never notice. But also, right, remembering that a lot of people work. Then I also remember that a lot of regular people work through Amazon to make their money, and that's their money coming out of their pockets, right? So I think about that in many, many ways. So lately I've been like, okay, I'm not going to do that no more, right? That's one thing I'm working on myself. Like, don't be a little sneaky bastard when you can be, right? That's one thing. Another thing is try not to lie at all. Like, when I tell a story, there's times when I like hold stuff back and I'm like, why am I holding that back? Am I trying to lie, or is it because I'm trying to protect my image, or is it because I don't want people to judge me? What is it? Why do I do that, right? That's one thing. Another thing is trying to love yourself is very hard for me. Okay, well, no, I didn't mean to say that way. Trying to love all of my bodily parts is very hard for me because, first of all, I came into this life as a woman and I was a man in the past life. So I definitely 100% was a man in a past life. And so I'm here as a woman this time and kind of like getting used to being a woman and all the stuff that comes along with it. It's funny because I was so girly growing up as a young girl, and then I hit this stage where it just like, I guess my spirit woke up and was like, yeah, oh, you were a man in a past life, you had a whole penis, right? And I'm like when I get my period, I get mad. I'm like, motherfucker, why the fuck do I have my period? This is stupid. This is stupid. And I complain about it the whole time in my head, the whole time. Like, the whole time. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? That's all I talk about. My boobs. Blah, 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 blah. Like, my boobs are big enough. Why are they getting bigger? Blah, 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 blah. I complain about the dumbest shit, right? And then I'm like, oh, vaginas are so weird, and blah, blah. I do this. These are the things that I do. I don't know if it's the Virgo in me. And then another thing, I'm like I don't understand. Why did you make me a woman if you're gonna give me man hair everywhere? I just why did you do that? Why can't I just not have hair? Why are my legs hairy? Like, why do I have vagina hair? Like, what do you do? What? Like, can I come up there and talk to you about some revisions that we're gonna have to make on females, please? Because this is not easy now. Like, there's times like when I'm like, I do kind of want to have sex again, but like I kind of like don't know if I really want to go through the process of shaving, getting naked in front of a man, him seeing my body. So then I struggle with myself and I go, wait, am I not having sex because I want to be celibate and I want to be closer to God and I want to save my energy? Or am I really not having sex because I'm afraid to get naked in front of a guy because I don't want to be like, you fat bitch, put your clothes back on. So I wonder, and I go like, wait a minute, like, hold on, am I bugging here, or am I like not bugging here? Like, wait, what's going on here? Am I fucking tripping out? Like, am I tripping out? Am I fucking tripping out? So like, I wonder, like, what is it? Am I fucking like really trying to like stay celibate, or do I just not want to take my clothes off in front of anybody right now? Come on, babe. You know I don't mean it like to put myself down. In all reality, bruh, I think like a dude. So understand, when I look at my body, I'm not looking at it as Florina is looking in the mirror. I'm looking at it as like, would I hit that? Kind of. I mean, I probably would, but there's a few things I have to deal with, you know what I mean? A little chubby, a little fupa there, a little flat ass there, big titties, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, let's really be real, you know? So, like, it's not about judgment. I'm not judging myself because I'm beautiful. I am beautiful no matter what they say. Words can't bring me down, right? But, bitch, thank you. I am. Yes, I know. Yes. my heart chakra, because there's a spirit guide. He was like, bitch, I want to fuck your brains out every time I see you naked. I can't even believe you're saying this out loud right now, Flo. I'm going to slap you. And he's so mad right now. He's like, I will fucking ghost fuck you right now. I'm like, he looks at me all the time naked. He loves me, right? He loves me just the way I am. But then I think he's like a psycho stalker, and I don't know. I don't trust this motherfucker, right? But like, Flo, I would hit your shit. You would hit my shit? Okay. No, I know. I understand. Look. I understand. But look, do you know the angle right now, right? See the skinniness and the angle? Watch this. Watch how fat I am. Look how chubby. Watch the chubbiness. Oh, just kidding. Oh, the girly drink of a Buddha. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's different versions of me. There's this version, and then there's this version. Hey, and then there's this version, and then there's this version, and then there's this version. You know, like, there's different versions of my body and my mind and my spirit. But here's the thing. This is me talking to you in reality, like what I'm experiencing right now. And so it's always good to share these kind of experiences, because when you do go through a spiritual journey, there's a lot of different things that you're going to experience. There's stages, right? I'm at this stage right now where I'm learning to love the body, the outer appearance, because I love my inner self, like who I am and how smart I am and how much I investigate things and how intelligent I am, how aware I am, how much, it's crazy how much I love people. Like, it's weird. Like, I love humanity. Like, I have the most hope for them. Like, then they piss me off. Then I'm like, oh, fucking motherfuckers, you all fucking deserve to burn in hell, right? But then I'm like, no, no, no. And so I'm like, I'm almost thinking, like, was I sent here as, like, some kind of, like, I don't know, like, observing from another planet? I must have observed Earth from another planet and was like, damn, what the fuck? You gotta send me down there. I could fix it. I promise. I got it. I'll do it. And they're like, Flo, you know how many people have tried to do this and they went down there and just the shit didn't work? But I was like, trust me, I got it. I was like, put me in a body where I'm make sure I can fight. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks like I'm gonna need to defend myself down there. Like, bitches be getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was dead ass like prepared for this whole mission. And then I got here and I was like, wait, I want to go back home. This is not fun. This isn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, I think I made a big mistake. Hello? Can you come back and get me? Hi, me over here? They're like, nah, bitch, you got to ride this out. Like, you better fucking hope for the best, bitch. I'm like, you couldn't have chose something a little bit. I couldn't have been, I don't, you know, but they couldn't make me like a wealthy, like, white bitch or something because, you know, like, white girl, like that, like, not like, I am not white. I'm Albanian. So let me just clarify that. I am Albanian. I am not fucking white. Okay. So, like, not that there's anything wrong with being white, but I'm not Karen. Okay, bitch. I'm Shaquita and Karen mixed together. So that's European. So I'm like bubbly biblita or something, you know, Florina. I'm a Florina, you know, okay, so just let's get it right? So I'm just gonna say, just throwing that out there real quick, bitch. I will never be on the phone with the police. I'm gonna be the opposite of that, whatever the opposite of that, right? So when you do medication, can you speak or stay quiet? You can speak if you want. I speak during meditation. Like, I talk to myself. Like, today I was outside meditating with the trees. I know it looks weird, right? But I'm going to tell you right now, did you know that people who hug trees and stuff like that are known to Packers, let me fly you out here. I can't really travel. I can't take that risk. My mother has COPD. I live with her. You know, yes, I live with my mom. Go ahead and make fun of me, but I'm good. I get my laundry washed every day, bitch. I'm good. And I got my own room. So, right? And I got my own room. And I get to do whatever I want. I stay up late if I want to. And then I got a babysitter whenever I want. So you're a hater because you got to watch your baby all day long. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm always home with my daughter. I'm a loser. But anyway, but the point is, how do you feel yourself when you're so broken? How do you feel yourself when you're so broken? Or how do you heal yourself when you're so broken? How broken is broken? Is like your body broken? Are you in a wheelchair in a cast? Or you're just talking about internal breakage? Because I've had so many internal breakages and I've healed them all because I worked on myself. It took a long time. It took a lot of work. And that's one thing I'm going to tell you guys. Heart chakra. I'm going to tell you guys one thing right now. You will not become healed unless you work on yourself. Like, when I say work on yourself, there are so many things you can do. You can go to support groups. You can see a therapist. You can start off that way, right? And so, like, you know, getting the tools from someone else and then learning the tools yourself by watching videos and things like this that help heal you, you know. Got my own room. I have extreme back and shoulder pain. I went into crystal shop and the lady at the counter told me I was carrying a lot of spiritual burden, but I didn't have the time to have her explain. Any idea? Yeah, what she meant or what I can do. She's saying you're having a lot of spiritual burden. It means that, so, you know, if I could just, hold on one second, guys. Don't go nowhere. Hold on. I'm going to tell you something. Watch. Ay. Unos segundos, por favor. Permiso. recognizing that I'm not like doing this religious book because I'm, becoming a Christian or whatever. I'm studying other religions. I also read the Quran too to find out things, and also they talk about health in a lot of these. So I'm going to tell you something that it says here that you need to know for yourselves. One second. I'm going to tell you because I want you to see that it says it. Okay. One second. Let's just give me a second, okay? One second. Things, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so might be right here. There's a part in this that says that if you are in pain, if you have illness, if you're suffering from illness, to go to nature because nature heals all, right? So what they're saying is like, so basically it's getting outside and getting in tune with nature and releasing a lot of these spirits out into nature, out into the universe, right? Or it's not spirit, it's spiritual burdens, meaning like, for instance, when I was going through what I was going through, right? When I was going through like the depression and all that stuff, I thought it was just like, okay, it's just a doctor-related thing. I have to take medication and it'll go away. This one's the small one and it was $11 and I ordered it. Okay, it's called the Gnostic Gospels, including the Gospel of Judas, the Gospel of Thomas, and the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. So far, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene happens to be my favorite. Okay, that's why. All right, Flo, come on. 53, hold on. 53. Well, anyway, so the point of this book is like, listen, when you're reading this stuff though, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's very like cryptic. You're like, wait, what? But if you keep reading it, it makes sense more and more as you go, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is that there's a part in here that says that if you're feeling ill go to nature, meaning use natural remedies, because Jesus was a healer, right? He used natural herbal remedies to heal people. He was known as the ultimate healer, right? Jesus is from the planet of healers, as you can say, right? I really wanted to find that part. Dang it. But anyway, the point, okay. So I was reading a lot of this, like, has to do with, like, loving each other and not judging each other and all that, but also recognizing that the darkness plays a role in the light and the light plays a role in the dark, and to not judge. There's one part, I really wanted to find it because I always say this to you guys. Remember when I said there's no such thing as good and evil? It's all your perception, right? And what people didn't understand by that is that speak of it to the dark power to deceive man, to confuse the relationship with the truly good. They took good names and gave them. Okay, so also remember when I was saying to you, what if hell was real? Like I said something about what if hell was really heaven and heaven was really hell, and then they just changed the words up so they can make us say, I want to go to heaven, and then we were really saying I want to go to the bad place, and then what happens was that Jesus said the dark powers wanted to deceive man, to confuse his relationship with the truly good. They took good names and gave them to the bad, so that with these names they might bind them. So basically, he's saying that but through grace, they remove them from the bad and restore them to the good. These dark forces wish to steal man's freedom and enslave him. These powers obstruct man's salvation, for if man is saved, animal sacrifice would end. So he's saying that people, when there was good words and what they were saying was that the dark forces were using the good words and turning them into bad, so that we can think that the bad words were good and the good words were bad. And I'm looking at the clock, it's at 1:33 right now. So God will heal you. And that's what I'm trying to say to you, especially. So basically my point is, when you're feeling, I know this, like, I'd be going off track, but there's a lot of information in between that I have. When you're feeling pain, when I was going through all of that stuff I was going through, I was not just mentally in pain. I was physically in pain. My body would hurt all the time. Oh my God, I would be in pain all the time. My back, my lower back, my knees were fucked up. I went to the doctor. They were like, you got torn meniscus on your right knee and a torn meniscus on your left and blah, blah, blah. And like every day I worked on healing myself. I have meditated all the pain away. I had severe anemia, and I'm not anemic anymore. I had terrible thyroid issues. I don't have terrible thyroid issues anymore. Now, did I change my diet and all that? I'm just going to be real with you. No, I didn't. I didn't change my diet. I didn't take herbal supplements. I didn't take natural remedies. All I did was meditate the shit out of my life. That's it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for posting your YouTube videos. I was at my lowest point. It really helped me. You see, and I'm sending you love and light, my beautiful. I'm sending you massive love and light. And you see, and I wanted to help people, but my intention was never to be like, to do these videos, to do this because, I'm going to help someone in particular. I just was like, maybe it'll help someone, hi forever. So my point is, I didn't do what everybody else is doing, natural remedies, sea moss, this, blah, 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 stop eating chicken, blah, blah, blah. No, I just meditated the pain and the illnesses out of my body. Am I a healer? Yes, but so are you. And that's the point. We're all healers. We all have these capabilities to heal. We just have to believe in the power of it. Thank you so much, XL Life for Lifetime. You just have to believe in the power of the fact that you have that strength and that power. It's really up to you. Like, are you gonna allow society to tell you that you need to take Percocet to feel better, or you need to do this? Yeah, I'm gonna do the live and meditate on the 21st. For sure. I'm definitely gonna do it. So that's gonna happen. I think we're gonna do it at 7 or 8 o'clock. I'm not sure. But I also have an astrologer coming on my live on the solar eclipse, is it? Or the full eclipse? What is it? It's funny because I'll like keep all this other information in my head, but when it comes to like astrological like times and the days, I'm not trying to remember all that. Like what happens. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? I don't have the patience for that. But happy holidays. My point is, hey Lucci. So my point is that if you want to heal yourself, you can heal yourself. Like, it's very, very possible, because I healed myself of like 14 different things. I had mental illness. I was dealing with bipolar depression. I was dealing with anxiety. I guess you could say schizophrenia in form, because I was hearing shit all the time, right? There's like so many things that I was going through. But you can heal yourself from all that stuff if you just really focus on it, right? My Lord, with every gift is a curse. LOL. Because his pain is so hard to endure. No. There's no curse with every gift. I guess like it depends on your perception of it. Like, so they say with great power comes great responsibility. So that could feel like a burden to people, because they feel the pressure to help others, and then when they don't accomplish what they're supposed to accomplish, they feel like they didn't do it right. Like, if you ever watch any superhero movie ever, when they can't save the world or whatever, they feel so disappointed, because that's my job and I should have been able to do it, and blah blah blah. And I guess like you could say, like, with great power comes great responsibility, and that's true. But at the end of the day, though, like you get there's great responsibility. I can't, my hair, this is crazy right now. But I'm like, yo, what? This shit is lit. Oh yeah, you like that right there. Look at that. It looked like I did it on purpose. Look. Hey darling, how you doing, darling? What? Yes, you can heal yourself. God is good. I love you. But my point is, we gotta stop like Don't tell yourself that. Like, oh, whatever I fix, whatever. Whatever I fix, like whatever I am good at, there's a problem that comes along with it. No, it's not. It's your perception. So when I have days that I'm like, I love you guys. When I have days that I'm like, when I have days that I'm like, I'm overwhelmed and I'm like, oh my God, this is a lot. I'm doing a lot. This is what I do. It was because I was telling myself I'm overwhelmed and I was like putting one thing on top of the other. And then I just slow down and I take a step back and I'm like, all right, Flo, like you're doing too much right now. You need to slow down and then like write things down and like, what are you going to do and how are you going to do it and what's the next step and what's the next stage? Because like I said, when you look at things like it's like one big task, you now confuse yourself and you're like, I have a lot to do and you don't know how to place them in order. But if you do one thing at a time, which is what I'm learning, because as a Virgo, I want to do everything, right? I've never tried doing Tai Chi, but I want to. And I also want to do like kickboxing and stuff because I like getting that power out. Like, you know what I mean? Like getting that, I guess, the little bit of pent up energy that I have sometimes, right? I want to do a reading for you one day, a geomancy reading. What's that? I've never heard of that before. You see, this is why I say I know a lot, but like geomancy as in like sacred geometry reading. Yes, girl, my journal is my lifeline sometimes. I don't want to do so much. Yeah, and I just discovered something. The Google Tasks is great on your phone because it gives you a list, and once you do it, you click on it, and it wipes it away. And I just, yes, would say, oh my God, girl, yes. Can you do it on live or no? Can you do it on live? Can you do it right now? Do it right now, right now, right now. That's what people do to me all the time. Now I see why. I'm like, I know why people do that. I love getting readings too. It's amazing. People love hearing about themselves, man. We are some stuck up motherfuckers. That's cool. Yeah, you definitely can. Yes, DM me and we'll do it. Can we? If we could do it on live, that would be even cooler because I want people to see it. I've never heard of that, and that sounds so cool. That is so cool. That is awesome. I would love that. Yes, for sure, girl. I love that. What? I'm so excited. Now I'm excited. I love stuff like that. I love to learn about new things. It's my favorite. So, like, somebody was telling me that I'm a good palm reader. Like, that if I grab someone's palm, that I can, like, read their palm really good. And then I can also do coffee cups a little bit as well. My mom's kind of, like, teaching me that. She's really good at that. So my point is, if you just take your time, because like there's stages, especially when you open up your heart to like being spiritual, especially the way we are, we're kind of like, you know, like we're not like, we didn't grow up that way. So it's harder to learn and it's harder to do it. But when you do it, just remember that there's no right or wrong way to be spiritual. You know, there's no right or wrong way to be spiritual. I'm excited for that reading, babe. There's no right and wrong way to be spiritual. That the universe and spirit wants you to be yourself all the time. Because I always see 113, and that is serve the world by being you. You know, like basically saying that I need you to be yourself because there's a demographic of people that need to have someone like you talk to them. So and even as far as like, yeah, there's a lot of other spiritual people like me or readers like me or whatever, but kind of like not really, like, right, they're not kind of like really like me, like they're not, and we're all different and original, and that's what makes us special, right? But I'm sorry, I love watching the bird eat. I think it's so cute the way they peck those little seeds and then they just like eat it and then they spit out the other part. It's so funny. It's so cute and funny. Will I be taking the COVID vaccine? No. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. My daughter doesn't need it. Because we have a bloodline that's like very, very, very strong. Strong like bull. We're strong like bull. You know, my mom's saying she's going to take it. My mom's saying, look. So, oh, will I be taking the vaccine? I don't know, guys. I don't know about the vaccine. I don't think I'm going to take that. No doctor's going to tell me what to do. I'll take the vaccine if I want to. Not you or anyone else is going to tell me if I should. like, what vaccine? How dare you tell me to take the look? It's still went on watch. How dare you tell me to take the vaccine? What's wrong with you? Are you insane? It's still going on. Look. I'm dying. Oh my god, that show's funny. It reminded me of something about Mary. She's at dinner, and his sperm is in her hair, so he's talking to her the whole time. She's in her hair, something like this. And he's looking at her, he's like, what? He's like, oh my god, she used my sperm, and her hair is standing straight up. Oh my god. I cannot deal with this shit. It's so funny. But what I'm saying is, you know, I don't know. I was just like, I wanted to get on here and talk about some stuff that I experienced and what I went through. And it turned into a whole shit show. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, we did share a lot of knowledge tonight, which is good. I like that. I still can't sleep, so if you guys could sleep, you can go to sleep. But me, I'm probably just going to stay up a little bit and probably read some of this book. I really do suggest you get like books that are interesting to you. Like I got Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm going to read that because my brother told me that I need to learn more about business. And he's like, it's okay. He's like, I know you want to be spiritual, but you also have to learn to be a good businesswoman and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Ben Stiller, exactly. Talking about a mandatory fog. So like even though that's another thing spiritual people struggle with, they struggle with this, like the real people with the good hearts, like I'm talking about the real motherfuckers, not those motherfuckers like I'm spiritual, I'm a healer, and then they're making millions of dollars off people, and that's cool, that's okay. But like when somebody's sick, actually a real healer, if she or he is making enough money off of the masses, they should fit in like at least like let's say I was a healer, like I am a healer, right? And then I start making crazy amounts of money, right? I'm gonna at least have like 100 people, let's say every 3 months, that I'm gonna heal for free. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to give back a lot, because actually making that money will actually help you be able to help more people, right? So because like I said, when you're making a lot of money, if there's people that don't have the money, you can use the money you made from those people to help those people who cannot afford it, right? And that is the thing that I struggled with in the beginning, but I'm not now, because in the beginning I was like, I don't want to charge people, I thought I wanted to do everything for free, and I was like, wait a minute, what? I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be broke as hell and tired all the time, right? So I was like, I can't. So I started to charge people and this and that, and my prices gradually went up, right? And it's not because I think I'm the best, no, because I'm gonna actually show you that I am worth every penny, and you're not going to get off that phone until you feel like a brand new person, right? That's just how I work, right? And that's how I am. I could say it's an hour and a half for the reading, right? But it's really not. It's going to be like 2 hours. And then not only that, you have me at your disposal, meaning people text me after readings all the time. Well, what about this? What about that? And I answer as much as I can, So, but also, like I just, for me, like that's what I struggle with. Like I would watch a lot of these people, and I didn't mean to judge them, but at the same time I also watched their moves, the way they moved, and I'm like, do you do anything like besides make money all day? Like, are you like really working on your spiritual self, or are you just constantly dishing out things because you want to make money? To each his own, right? Like I said, even Jesus said it, that there is no good and there is no bad. There is only a perception, and remembering that even the bad that you consider bad is made by God, and God wants us all to learn from it. The darkness and the light cannot go against each other, because we are actually, it's a perfect balance. Without darkness and without light, there would be no balance, right? No, why would you say that, Trayla? You're too good for this world. We don't deserve you. Yes, you do deserve me. I deserve you. You deserve me. Listen, I'm a mirror of you. So if you think that I'm too good for this world, you think you're too good for this world. And we can't think that way, right? Even if we are. Even if we are. We have to be humble. But when I say humble, I don't mean like humble and broke. Like, that's not what we're going to be, right? We're not going to be that. At the end of the day, though, understand another thing. I really had a feeling I needed to listen to you tonight. Thank you. You're welcome. You know what's crazy, guys? Another thing is, there's ways, right? Like, yeah, trailer. There's a great perspective. There's different ways to see this, right? So we could see this as this, right? Yes. Do we see a lot of people with money and we go, oh my God, they're evil, they're pieces of shit? Here's the thing. I believe truly that a lot of those people started off with good intentions. They started off with good intentions. I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to do this. And then through making that money, they got jaded, right? There was a jadedness that happened through that journey. And then they started to see people do shady shit. And then they started doing shady shit. And they realized that in order to remain in that world of making money, they had to be as shady as those motherfuckers, right? Just like when somebody gets hurt a lot throughout their relationships. Hi, Rosie. Rose, how are you, babe? Just like when somebody gets hurt through relationships a lot, what happens? They get jaded, they get bitter, and now they think everyone in the relationship is going to treat them the same way. I had that issue for a long time where I didn't trust nobody in relationships. I was like, I know. Even today, I do this thing. Like, I read this post today. Hi, Chris. Hi, Pink. I read this post today where this girl said, she said, I'm a Scorpio, so I like to test people a lot. I said, well, then I do have a lot of Scorpio in my chart. Actually, I have two placements. And I said, well, I'm a Virgo, and I give people midterms every time I meet them. Whoa, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Just saw you. Bye. Do a little. I saw you. How you doing? Okay. I give people a midterm when I meet them. And I do. I tend to really, 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 really test people. But I don't do it in a way where I'm like testing you. But it's kind of like, I'm going to give you like all the rope. And I hope to God that you pull me out of the hole with it, and you don't hang yourself with it. You feel me? Like, you give them the rope, but you see, are they going to pull you out of whatever you're in? Like, tug of war, and they're going to help you get out of the war and stop tugging at the other way? Or are they going to take the rope and hang themselves with it? Meaning, if I give you all of my trust, which I do, I give someone my complete trust when I meet them. I let them be free to be themselves, right? Completely. But I let them know these are my boundaries and my limitations as my friend, as my relation, as my boyfriend. If there was to be one that came into my life, this is what I will and will not accept. If you do it once, I will warn you one more time. If you do it again, I might warn you a little bit meaner the second time, right? Like, I might be like, didn't I fucking tell you don't do that, right? Like, a little bit meaner, but like, try to keep it peaceful, right? If you do it a third time, I'm gonna flip the fuck out on you because you didn't listen to me the first and the second time, right? And I, like I said, I will respect your wishes. So when I say listen to me, I'm doing the same thing in return. It's not like I'm expecting you to do everything I want you to do, and I'm gonna tell you what to do, and you're not gonna tell me what to do. First of all, there's no telling each other what to do. It's respecting, honoring somebody's wishes and their boundaries. If somebody is with you, for instance, me, I'm not a very jealous person, but if I'm with you and you're constantly like looking at other females and stuff, I'm not going to get mad at all. I'm just going to add it to my he's a piece of shit list. You know what I'm saying? Because I see and notice everything, and it has been quite a detriment to my life, but it also has been a very beneficial part of my life. When you see and you notice everything, two things happen. You see and you notice everything and it bothers you, or then you become paranoid and you see and notice things that are not there. And so I had to weed out the real from the fake, you could say. I had to see boundaries are crazy hard for me to grasp for some reason. I had a very big problem with creating boundaries with people because I'm the type of person, okay, it's okay, I'll let them get away with it, I'll let them get away with it. Then today I realized, see, that's why I'm so grateful for spirit, whether it be dark energies, light energies, whatever. I'm like, thank you, because you taught me boundaries. Because of them, like, I started to talk to my spirits and I was like, yo, you can't be doing that. That's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I'm sexy. Yo, shut up. Shut up, don't do that. I'm trying to be Sarah. Thank you. Oh my God, you guys stop. I'm not pretty. You guys, you know what it is? You guys, like, you're seeing the aura, and you guys are good at seeing the aura. I am pretty. I'm a beautiful woman, just like everybody else is. That's not what I meant to do. I'm not putting myself down. What I'm saying is that lately people have been seeing my aura a lot, the skin glowing, and it's all because I'm like, I feel good. I'm going through things and then I pull myself out of it. And it's an aura thing. It's the light, like the light. And the more I get like in the light, the more you guys are gonna be like, whoa, like you're gonna say she looks beautiful, but what you guys are seeing is what's in here. And it's going to be very radiant towards you. So what I was saying is, all right, so that's another thing about me, compliments. When people compliment me, I tend to revert. Like, I tend to be like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a guy's like, you're so pretty, I'm like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the biggest doofus you'll ever meet in your life, right? But that's okay. And I think that's what makes me attracted to people, is that they might see something so beautiful, but when I look in the mirror, I just see it like, it's just me. Hey, what up, dog? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, happiness looks good on everybody, I think, you know? I usually distance myself when I give people more than one chance and I cut them off. Well, right, beauty and yeah, that's that goofy shit. That's even more beautiful. People kind of like that I noticed that, and I'm like, the fuck, like, I thought they didn't like that, but they do. I'm like, yo, you know what? EDD, that's all, folks. So, again, I noticed about people with boundaries is this. For instance, let's hypothetically speaking, because I haven't been in a relationship, I'm not gonna lie, it's been almost a year and a half, 2 years almost since I've been in a relationship. It's been about a year and like 4 months maybe since I've did the nasty, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna lie, if it came down to it, I probably wouldn't really know how to approach it right away, so I would have to take my time and be slow with it, whether that be sex, love, kissing too. I'm gonna take my time with it, but these are the boundaries I created. It's like, now if a guy, okay, so here's a simple way to explain the boundaries. So thank you, Tinker, I love you too. So now is the way. So are you beautiful? You know, I told you, you look like a Hawaiian ass, fucking looking like Mulan and fucking the girl from the Hawaiian movie and the Disney. Anyway, listen. Yeah, I'm trying to make a point here. So I'm trying to make a point here. Stop calling me sexy. You guys are making me feel uncomfortable. I'm gonna run. No. I'm gonna fart. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna fart. We'll see how sexy it is when I fart in your face. I'm just kidding. Okay, so anyway. What was I saying? You know what it is? Why ladies, you girls think I'm sexy? I had a lot of masculine in me, so you're kind of looking at me like she would eat the fuck out of my pussy. And you're right, I would. But you're right, I would. Better than your man. I don't need a penis. You will feel better than any other penis. No, okay, anyway. So what I'm saying to you is, I know what it is. You got sleep. Actually, yeah. Well, I mean, I slept pretty good today. I slept for like 20 minutes before, and I was supposed to go to sleep because I'm supposed to wake up at 6 and 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning to get ready because I got the retreat tomorrow, but I was like, I'll be all right. Usually, sometimes the less I sleep, the better it is. Yeah, these past 2 days, my spirit guides are like, bitch, get some sleep, get some sleep. So what I'm saying about boundaries, we're talking about boundaries. Focus. Okay, so boundaries, right? Okay, so let's say today, if a guy was to try to text me today and he was like, yo, let's go, ma, let's chill, I want to eat your pussy, I am blocking him immediately. He's getting blocked. Like, I'm not even gonna fucking entertain that bullshit. Like, we're not fucking 12 years old. We're not in fucking high school. Don't fucking text me a fucking dick pic. I don't want to fucking talk about your fucking ass and your fucking balls and your fucking dick. Tell me something like, I like taking the trash out. I know how to fix light bulbs. Like, I can fix cars. Like, I know how to build shit. Like, tell me stuff like that, you know? Like, I think you and me are both spiritually connected because I'm constantly feeling what you say, lady loves it. You're not the only one who tells me that. I have a lot of soulmates, you guys. So when people are like, yo, Flo, I connect to you. I'm like, yeah, just realize I have a lot of soulmates now because I've lived in here many lifetimes since, you know when? I've been here since Atlantis, like since that time. Lemuria, Atlantis. I've been here since then. You know how I know? You know the Great Flood? Remember the Great Flood that happened in Atlantis and Babylon when all of Babylon got wiped out and Atlantis got wiped out and now it's underwater? That I was there for that because I am terrified. I used to be terrified. Well, I've cleared that fear, but tsunamis scared the fuck out of me for no reason. I never seen one. I was never close to one. Never even experienced a hurricane, nothing like that. But I've been terrified, and I was like wondering why, and then I got the answer. Answered is because I was in ancient Samaria, and I was in the Great Flood, and which is why I'm so terrified of water. I won't go on the beach in the water at all. When people are like, come in the water, I'm like, no. They're like, why? I'm like, I ain't going near that motherfucker. And I don't want to live near a big body of water. Like, that's not my dream. I want to live by a lake. I'm like, a lake can't really do that much damage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it probably could, but it can't, you know? Like, if it's a small lake. But, like, I'm not a fan of oceans. I don't want to live near ocean. I don't like it. I just feel like it's too... It scares me for some reason. And that's because I've been through that before, right? You know? And now the British. So I had to do it. It's like these fucking guys today are not even mature anymore, and we're sitting here as ladies, and we're trying to get our lives together, and they're like completely fucking pissing on us, you know, like they can't even fucking like, they can't even be serious anymore. It's like, we're like grown. I'm like about to be 40 in like 2 years, and you're fucking 45, and all you can do is talk to me about some fucking dick. Like, bro, like fucking grow up. Like, we've got no time for the fucking shit, bro. No time. It's like fucking getting on my nerves, like, fuck, like, the fuck, like. Yeah, I've been on my British English accent for a minute. Oh my God, my feet and hands are very swollen right now. Like, super swollen. Look, you could see how swollen the fatness. Bloop, 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 bloop. Is your British name Susie? Susie? No, I think it's Diana. I think my British name is Diana. Like Princess Diana, you know, so they call me Di all the time, and like, you know, and I'm like, stop calling me Di, because it's like, I think I'm gonna die, and I'm not gonna die, I'm going to live. Like, I'm just kidding. You know, I love tea and crumpets. It's like my favorite. I'm not even fucking kidding you, man. Mate, I'm not fucking kidding you, man. I'm not taking a piss on you. You know, like, come on. So anyway, the point is, you gotta create boundaries. That's my point, okay? Okay, because these dudes ain't loyal out here today. And I'm just like trying to figure out, like, with all this corona shit going on, how you motherfuckers even cheating? Aren't you afraid you're gonna get sick? Like today you can find out if a guy's cheating on you, it's fuck herpes, fuck AIDS. Motherfuckers ain't even worry about that no more. Yeah, it's going and having sex with a bitch. You're not even thinking about herpes and AIDS no more. You're like, COVID. Like, you know, like, get over here, please. That part. Like, I just don't understand. You're dumb as a bag of rocks. Or you're dumb as a bag of rocks. I don't know. You're as dumb as a bag of rocks, darling. Or you're as dumb as a bag of rocks. You are as dumb as a bag of... No, I'm kidding. Like, yeah, don't blame me. I will try every different kind of acting scenario. Like, I like to act. I like to act when I'm in the mirror. I like to act. My face is getting clearer. I got no hair. I wax it just before, or none right there, or there, because I waxed it, that's some more, or I need a fucking laser beam on my chin, because there's just like, right there, 1, 2, 3 hairs that just like, ping, it's like a hard dick. Them just come out of nowhere. I'm like, whoa, what is that? Why do I have 3 miscellaneous hairs in my chin? Why are these 3 miscellaneous hairs popping up and arriving in my chin? But guess what? The aliens did not get me pregnant this month, because, bitch, when I told on them, remember when I came on, I was like, you know how I think, like, women, when we have our periods, we totally... Hold on, guys. I'm going to go sneak 1 cigarette. Hold on, because I haven't smoked in hours, so hold on. So remember when I told you guys that it feels like when we get our period, right? How does it feel like when women get our periods? Tell me it does not fucking feel like you're having a miscarriage sometimes. Like legitimately, like you're, oh, my heart, pressure in my heart chakra. As soon as I said that, motherfucker, it feels like you're having like a miscarriage, right? Sometimes when you have your period, does it or does it not fucking, does it or does it not, right? So Yeah. So I feel that way. Like, and I'll get like these big clumps of like blood, and I'm not trying to be nasty. I know there's all women here. If there's a guy watching, I'm so sorry. I'll get like these big clumps of blood, and it literally feels like I'm having like a whole baby. I'm like, oh, like it's like the pain is not even explanatory. I can't even explain to you the type of pain I be in. That shit is painful. It's not normal, you know. And then the doctors want to talk about endometriosis and blah blah blah. Shut the fuck up. No, motherfucker. Aliens are getting me pregnant. I know that, and they're taking my seeds. You know how I know? Because they visit me in my dreams. These kids. Do you know that I bought my daughter that I keep seeing in my dreams? There's a little girl in my dreams. She comes in my dreams. She's my daughter, 100%. She always goes, mommy, mommy. Like she talks to me. She comes to me as, here's the thing. She comes to me as Eliana, my daughter here, because she wants me to know she's my daughter. So what she has to do is come to me as what? My daughter, right? But it's not Eliana. It's not Eliana in the dream. It's her. Do you know what I did today on Amazon? You know what I did today from Amazon? I ordered her a toy, her own toy for Christmas. Like I bought her own toy because I literally heard her saying, I want that toy. And I was like, you want it? I was like, what do you want? You want a present for Christmas? And she was like, yeah. I was like, okay, which one do you want? And then I heard her say, I want an LOL doll because Eliana always plays with LOL dolls. And I said to her, yeah, but if I get it, Eliana's going to see it and she's going to want it. She goes, it's okay. I'll play with her. You can give it to her. I'll play with her. So she basically was telling me, like, I want that doll. Get it. And when Eliana plays with it, it'll be like I'm playing with it because she plays with Eliana. And I almost could cry saying that. But I'm going to tell you why I think that they take our children and shit. And I'm going to tell you why they didn't do it this month. Because I blew their spot up. And they were like, this bitch fucking knows. How does she know? How does she know that we steal her babies every month? I know, motherfucker, because first of all, I fucking feel pregnant every month. And this month, what happened? I didn't feel pregnant. My boobs didn't hurt. My freaking, my body didn't hurt. I didn't have cramps all of a sudden. I didn't have these big blood clots coming out of me. And I'm like, yo, I know, like, I'm not stupid. I could feel it. I know you motherfuckers are taking babies from me. Not only that, why up until the age of like 24, 25, and even sometimes recently, but not anymore since I discovered what it is. Once you know what it is. But here's the thing. Here's where I'm going to blow your mind too. Before you come to Earth, right? Before we come to Earth, we make a contract with a specific species of aliens. I did with the Pleiadians because my daughter has really blonde hair and really blue eyes, right? And so does my son in my dream, and so do my other children, but they don't really like show themselves to me too much. It's just that one little girl. She likes to see me a lot. She probably just wants to, I want to see my mom. Like she tells them and they go, okay, go in her dreams. And she's always there. She's basically like a spirit guide as well. And my other kids that come to see me, they come to me as a spirit guide in other forms. So you make a contract with aliens, right? This is with your starseed family, not aliens, with your starseed family or another starseed family. Because don't forget, like the Pleiadians and the Arcturians, they will all like get together and be like, oh, okay, so we need this one to do that, this one that. What kind of genes does she have? What kind of DNA? Okay, let's do this. So you make why is the chat not working? Is everybody in here or no? Okay. So you make a deal with these beings before your soul incarnates into the human life, because understand everything's an experiment, whether it be to aliens or to your starseed family or to God or whatever, right? Hey, Junior, you make a contract as a male or a female. You know how they say incubus and succubus? No, we internally like made a contract with them saying, so they were like, before your soul was born, just like even people who get abducted and they do all that stuff for experiments, that's the point. It's like when you incarnate into a human body, you kind of tell them, like, I'll do that. And I'm definitely volunteered to have babies with them so that they can see what a human has. Because my daughter in the dream, she looks human, but you can tell she's not human. She has like the big eyes, you know, she's not fully human. She's half human. She has the big eyes and she like warns me and tells me stuff and like shows me shit. And she'll come sometimes as like Eliana, but I won't really see her, but I'll feel Eliana's energy, but it's not Eliana is what I'm trying to tell you. It's my daughter. Yeah, hell yeah, because this is real. This is real. I'm not going to come out here and say something if I don't feel legitimately like this is a real thing. we make these contracts before we're born. When our soul's up there, we're like, I'll do it. I'll go down there and you can have babies with me and we can do experiments with, and it's not that they experiment on your children in weird ways. It's just, you just have the babies, they come take the baby before. So that's why I believe periods happen for women. This is my theory, shoot me. I don't care. Don't shoot the messenger. So that's why I believe periods happen. So like when they made us, it's like, we're going to have to keep experimenting on them. What can we do so that they never realize that we're taking babies from them, right? And so everybody who's doing that made a contract. Some women go through their period and it's nothing. They have no pain. But those of us who experience like massive pain and like we're like, ow, ow, ow. And then I believed strongly, like right before when the baby, because for them it's different. They could take the egg out immediately. Like they could take the egg out, right? Which is why you get up the next morning and like blood clots will come out and you're like, oh, I'm in pain. It feels like you're having a miscarriage. They take the egg out and then the baby forms up there in like a little incubator, whatever the thing they do, right? They grow the baby and then the baby comes out and then boom, they like see what is it like, what is the DNA with us mixed together like, what's the best option, should we do this to the cells, should we regenerate this, should we advance that, should we hyper advance this, should we do that, like this is my theory. And so lately I think that part of me is done with the children and having the children's done, because I haven't been feeling like that. I'm not kidding you. Every time I got my period, I wouldn't have sex and I would thought I was pregnant every time. And here's the thing, another thing. Yeah, they made it a cycle, exactly. Like they made it a cycle so they know, okay, so this month she's gonna have the pregnancy. So I'm not saying it happens every single period. What I'm saying is through a cycle, like when you, like, let's say when you're ovulating, they know our cycles, when she's ovulating, when she's not. And then sometimes you wake up at night and you have a wet dream. Right? Here's the theory. Does it make sense to you? Incubus, succubus, my ass. It's them. It's the alien forms, the energy coming. Yeah, could it be like some demonic thing? I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. I believe it's more like it could be a dark energy taking advantage of the fact that you're sensitive to those things, so they come and they take advantage. But the ones that are doing it, like, you already gave them permission to do that. They're not just coming and raping you. You have motherfuckers that's going to, like, I feel like they come and violate and like, fuck it, let me get some pussy real quick, right? Or they want to have children with humans and they want to experiment on their own terms without permission, right? I believe that strongly, yes. But I believe most of it that we do, it's like we gave permission to these energies to do this in the previous, like we like, I'll do it, you know what I mean? And because I was so determined in this lifetime, I volunteered to do a lot of different things, right? So could I be wrong? Yes. Do I think I'm wrong? No, I don't think I'm wrong. I think I'm 100% right, because I've been experiencing that since the age of like 16, And when I say experiencing that since the age of 16, I've had entities come to me in the middle of the night, and I felt completely, I could feel, as if it was a real person and it was happening, and I was having sex, like, and I don't know how else to explain it to you. And they waited until I wasn't a virgin anymore, though. That's what I do remember, like, because when I was, no, actually I did not, no, because I was 16, I think, or 16 when it first started happening. And then no, I might have been a little younger, 15 maybe, right? And then it kept happening until I was like, till now, like so recently, until I was like, okay, that's it. Like, I'm done with this. You can break that contract. You could be like, I'm done with that part. Like I told them, oh, I'm done with it. Like, I got my kids. And like I said, I see my daughter in my dream all the time. She comes in my dream all the time. And every time I see her, I'm happy as hell to see her. I'm so happy. And I bought her a present, like her own present for Christmas, because I was like, here, I'm going to get you this toy. And like I said, she told me, how did she tell me? I was sitting here and I just literally was like, in my head, I was like, I should get her a gift, right? The little girl I keep seeing in my dreams, my baby. I haven't given her a name yet, because, I mean, I love the name Ariel, right? That's like my favorite name. So like in my mind, she's Ariel, right? I'm getting a pressure on the back of my head here. And I was sitting here and I was like, I think I should get her a present, right? And then I ordered. I was like, what do you want? And then I heard LOL doll. And I was like, Eliana's going to see it and she's going to want to play with it. And she literally said to me, it's okay. When she plays with it, it's like I'm playing with it. Or I play with her. So I'll see Eliana sitting here on the table. She's not talking to someone specific, but she's having conversation. She'll be like, oh, yeah, really going to go to the store? And then it's like she'll conversate for a while with herself and play with the... It's a light purple? For real? I love when people could see auras. I wish I could see auras. I can't see auras. That's one thing I can't do. I don't know why, but I could see like somebody's like light or darkness right away. I could like tell that. I love the name Ariel so much. I think it's so beautiful. Like, I also love the name Katana. I was gonna name Eliana that, but her father was like, no, I don't like that name. And Katana, it means deadly sword, right? It's Mortal Kombat star. I just like the name Katana. I thought it was cool, right? But her name would have been Katana Kosarasti. That would have been a Katana Kosarasti. She like had a problem with that, but like, you know, Eliana is beautiful. So Eliana, and then I looked up later, and I swear to Allah, I swear to God, I swear on everything, I did not know it meant this, that God has chosen you. Eliana means God has chosen you. God has chosen you. I think it means something like God has heard you. God has heard you. That's what it means. And that's what her name means, and I didn't know that. And we picked that name. Yeah, Katana is a cool name, right? Ariel? Ariel? Yeah, that would be. If you're ever in Staten, I'd love to enlist your services. Do you do past life? Yes, I do. I do past life past life regression stuff too. A lot of times when I do readings, I'll say I see you doing, I don't know, I'll get like an image or a vision, I could say. I know I'm going to start getting real visions, like, but I get like in my third eye visions, but now I feel like they're going to show me flashes, because that's what I keep saying. I'm like, all right, let's like upgrade this, you know, let me upgrade you. That's why when I go to this retreat, I'm going to ask the ancestors and the aliens and the whatever, you know, my starseed family to let me see visions, like for real, like when I'm doing a reading on somebody, or like when I'm healing someone, to show me like, what do I need to do to heal them? Like, you know, steps to do, because in a past life, I was a healer to the point where I just put my hand on someone and I healed them. Like, I would set the intention and they'd get healed. And now I do the same thing, and it works a lot. It works a lot. Like, I'm serious. My cat, I said it, my cat was so sick. And we had my mom, everybody was like, oh, I think he's gonna die. Like, I don't like, and I went downstairs and my sister-in-law was like, do your healing stuff on him. And I was like, okay. And I did, and the cat got better. Right? And then the same thing with my mom. When she's not feeling good, I'll sit outside of her door in her room, and I'll like, she don't know I'm doing it because she's like weird about it, so I have to do it on the low. So I sat by her door and I was just like this, and she woke up and I was like, you okay? She's like, I feel great. I don't know why. And I was like, I healed you last night. She was like, how? I was sitting by your door healing you. She's like, you're so weird. I was like, I know, but it worked, right? She was like, yeah, whatever you did, it worked. I'm like, I know. Every night before I go to sleep, I send a healing intention to her. How do you get more in tune with your third eye? I can see visions and they come true. I would love to learn more. Just meditate on it. You just have to do. If you want to know, you have a specific thing that you feel you're good at. Like, if you're good with the visions in the third eye, yes, I am gifts. Keep meditating on that specific part, okay? So like for instance, like when I want my heart chakra to open up and I feel like I'm not being loving enough or not caring enough or not compassionate enough, I work on my heart chakra. When I feel I have problems communicating, I work on my throat chakra. When I want to see more and be more psychically intuition, psychic gifts, visions, clairvoyance, I work on my third eye chakra. When I want to connect more to the divine, I work on my crown chakra. When I want to heal the stomach, and like right now I'm having stomach issues a little bit, so I got to work on my solar plexus, but also it's because I won't eat all day, and then I'll get hungry and I'll stuff my face a little bit, and then it's like, this bloating shit's got to go away. It's got to end, soon. And if I have stomach problems, I'll work on my solar plexus. And then if I have like sexual issues where I'm like feeling like my libido's down, I'm not horny, like, stuff like that, I'll work on my sacral chakra. And then when I'm going to connect to the earth and be grounded, I work on my root chakra. Yeah, lately, like it's weird. I don't even see one person I'm like remotely sexually attracted to, where I'm like, there is one person like that really, ugh, like I'm just like, oh my God, he's so bad. But he's like, I can't do it. Can't do it. My morals won't allow me. My morals won't allow me to do it, right? But, divine timing, right? But like lately, I'm serious. I'll try to look at even pictures of guys, and I'll be like, let me see if I see any hot guys. I'm like, no. Like if I was on Tinder, I would never find a match. I never went on Tinder ever. But did you see that motherfucking commercial for Tinder for Match.com? It was 2020's Match.com, and it's her getting matched with the devil, and they're like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, hi, it's Marquise. Change that I can't to leave it as can. Yeah, no, and oh, my right eye is twitching. No, and I don't like. I'm open to it. I'm open to like romance and love and all that, but it's not happening for me right now. I guess it's just like because I'm focused on other things. But like if it did come to me, I'm not the type of person to be like, nah, I'm not that. No, I'll be like, oh, okay, is this who you sent me? Because I know they're sending me someone soon. They're like, bitch, you need a man. Like, you need to get some dick. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm good. I'm saving my pussy for God. And they're like, no, fuck, you're not. You need to get some dick. Like, you just need to get some dick flow. Like, it's time, okay? It's time. And I'm like, okay, I can say that, But am I happy where I am? Yes, I'm very happy where I am. I am very, very happy where I am. The day will come, I believe it. The day will come, when I get on here and I'm like, hi guys, oh my God, last night was the best night ever. I'm going to be like, I got some dick. But like I said, if I got some dick, that means that he's going to be my boyfriend and then my husband. Because I'm not just going to fuck just anybody random, because at this point with my aura and my sexuality and my energy, they're going to get trapped in my soul. And I don't want that. I don't need that shit. No dick. I thought someone like you would have the capacity to look straight into a guy's soul. Unless you do, then if that's the case, then what type of souls are you most attracted to? I do have the capacity to look into souls, and that's why I've never connected with a man the way I wanted to, ever. Never. I've connected with them sexually, that's it, but not deep internally. I'm gonna be honest with you, that is one of the things that I've realized. No matter what, I've loved people and I still love them, and I like all that, but I've never, like, when I say like, that like passionate, like you're like, even to be a little jealous or never happened to me. I was always like, okay, whatever. Like I'm just with you because that's what I'm doing right now. That's all I'm gonna do. But I've never felt that passionate thing with the soul, because the kind of souls, yeah, I am peaceful. But, I was also at that time, I was a little bit, I was just exploring my bad girl side. I wasn't, no duck all be here. No duck all be here. That was funny. So what kind of souls I'm attracted to is deep souls. Somebody who's wise. A wise soul, somebody who can teach me something, because it seems to be in relationships, I was always the teacher, and it'd be nice to have someone who can finally teach me where they're teaching me, and I'm not like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm more like, oh, and then what, and for real, you know what I mean? Passionate sex is the best, but it's more. So what makes flow? My ability to see myself in other people makes me me. Holy shit. Look, as I said that, look, and I look up, I'm like, I wonder what time it is. 222, the balance number. My ability to see myself in other people and to love other people unconditionally and never judge them. There has not been a time when a friend of mine have told me something and I'm like, ugh, or like somebody, did I joke around and have jokes and make jokes? Yeah, all the time, because I'm a fucking jokester, and I literally am a comedian. I could come up with a joke for anything, that's why I tell people don't argue with me, because I will shit on your whole life. I'll go deep in your sleep, and I will really fuck with you. Do you regret anything from your actions in your past? Last question. You can ask as many questions as you want. I love people who ask questions, and you're really good at asking questions. That's amazing. I love you. It's Marquise. I don't regret anything from my past. I used to regret them, and I used to, one of the things that this said in here, the gospel, right? And like I said, I was born a Muslim, but I love to read on other religions. I don't like judging people. One of the things it says here is the day that I will, it says, when will you bring your spirit back down to us? And Jesus says, when man lets go of guilt and shame. Literally, it says it here. When will you reveal yourself to us again? He said, when you let go of guilt and shame, I will reveal myself to you again. And he says also something about when you can take your clothes off and stand there like a child, I will come back to you. He's basically saying that until you become innocent like children again, and you stop judging and you stop seeing nudity and dressing, like, he's not saying everybody walk around naked. What he's saying is, I will not come back until, if you're ever in New York City, I'd love to meet up with you. I feel like most guys have done you a disservice by not being able to keep up with you. I, for one, am up for the challenge. Gift fits? Oh, you're a guy? I thought you were a girl this whole time. Like, no judgment. I just thought you were a girl because I thought it was a lot of women in here, or like my beautiful gay boys that I love. I love my gay guys. I used to always say, how the fuck you don't? Wait, what do you mean? What are you talking about gay people for? Bitch, I love gay people. They will make me, if I feel like shit that day, I'll just go around a gay guy. And I'll be looking on fire the whole day. No. Pink, shut up. You're such a jealous bitch. Don't be jealous. Sharing is caring. I love you guys too. And so what I'm saying is, that is like one of my favorite things about people. And that's one of my favorite things about people. It has to be, is when we don't judge each other. Like, if I'm hanging out, you know what I love? More gamma than beta. Oh, I like that. Ooh, okay. Gift fits. I mean, I like, we'll talk about it. Because like I said, I'm open to anything, right? I'm like open to a lot of things. I'm not far from New York City. It's just guys are lazy. They don't want to drive an hour to see me, then I'm not worth it. Then I don't want to see you either. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You don't got to wait for me to be in your area to see me. Like, unless you don't drive, then I understand. But other than that, like, fuck you. Other than that, fuck you. So, thank you. Gay guys are the best. Are you kidding me? I remember having bad days and I would just go around a gay guy and he would like lift my spirits. And that's why they call them gay. Hello, they're always happy. Even I know gay guys that were sad and not feeling well, but they would make me feel good, like when they were feeling sad and not feeling well. So my favorite thing in the world that I love, you guys, I have to say, is like when you have friends or a circle of friends. You know when you have friends sometimes and like you know what the worst thing in the world is though? BGC Gold. You know what the worst thing in the world is though? When you're broke, open to loving the flow you were when you were broke, because in order for a man to love you, you have to know how to love the worst of you. Exactly. And so, okay, that's not even important, but I was going to say, when you have friends, this is my favorite thing. So I got to tell you, and please give me a hand if you agree with this. When you can be around people and no matter what you say, no matter what you do, if you leave the room, they're not going to be like, fuck, did you see what she said? Did you hear? I don't like people like that. I am not okay with people like that because I've never done that. Like, you won't be in the room with... I've probably done it once or twice because a bitch was wilding or something. Like, this is a bitch fucking serious right now. But I'll let her know. Like, yo, you're wilding. You need to chill out. I'll let a person know in their face, right? In the nicest way. But the worst thing to me is when you have friends and you're so like worried that the second you walk out of the room, they're going to talk about you. That's my biggest pet peeve. I don't hate it. But it's so uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable because now, you have to watch how you act around people that you hang out with. That's not okay. Listen, if I want to get sloppy drunk, you're my friends. You should be able to pick my ass up and take me home and put me in the bed and let me go to sleep. And the next day be like, are you okay? You crazy bitch, you got drunk last night. Which that won't happen. But let's just say if it did. Because I ain't never been that drunk. Like, never. And that's a fact. I've never been drunk and woke up the next day like, what did I do last night? That never happened to me. All the drugs I did, all the alcohol I drank, I still never woke up the next day and said, what happened? I knew everything that happened. I remembered everything that happened, and that's it. Like, I have a crazy memory, right? But I cannot stand to have people like that in my life. And you know, because I'm also very intuitive and very empathic, and I know you guys can feel this too strongly, and I know you're going to feel this one. Because I'm highly empathic and highly intuitive, what do you think happens when somebody's being ultra fake with me and pretending to love me and they don't? I can read right through them. So now I'll say something to them. And I'll be like, yo, do you have a issue with me? Because they're like, yo, you're bugging. Bitch, I'm not bugging. I am not a paranoid person. I'm not. And I don't look at people and think everybody hates me. But I can clearly see when you don't like me. And I can clearly tell because people make certain faces when they don't like you. Exactly. Exactly. People make certain faces when they don't like you. They make like the fake smile and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I've met a lot of people in my life and I always kind of like look at them in the eyes. I'm like, for real? Oh my God, really? Like, and like, yeah, it might seem like I'm being fake, but I'm not. That's just really me being like loving. Like, so maybe you don't understand what real love is. So you're out here calling me fake because I'm being too nice to you. Wait, I'm just super confused. How am I being fake because I'm being too nice to you? I'm being nice to you because that's what people supposed to do to each other. Yeah, like that's so exactly. What's crazy is when they don't even know you and they want to do that. And I think some are born with a stronger, genuine intuition than others. And it's the fucking eyes, the way the eyes move. They say everything. But you also shouldn't put yourself around environments where you have to second. Yeah, but that's the thing as smart keys. It doesn't matter because for me, I have to end up being in a lot of different environments. Sometimes I don't have a choice. I have to like work with people and do this and do that, right? And even other things. But lately, I'm just gonna say, ever since I started like creating boundaries and thank you, love you. Right. Ever since I started creating boundaries, though, here's the thing. When I started creating boundaries and I started to like be aware of my environment and make sure that, because you gotta understand, a lot of the times when I did what I did was when I did like drugs or I drank, I didn't do it because I wanted to. Float in, sit at home and go, I gotta call the drug dealer. That's not how my life went. It went like this. Flo, let's chill. I would go out with people and guess what? They'd be like, let's get fucked up. And I'd be like, no. And they'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, all right, fuck it, right? But when I'm home, Flo, when I was home, like I haven't done drugs or drank in like 3 years. But the point is, when I'm home, when I was home, I didn't think about doing drugs and I didn't call the drug dealer. Even for weed, I didn't call nobody to come to my house. I had to be around people to do bad things, right? I never wanted to do them on my own. And so that's an empathic thing. And that's also a sensitive person who tries to like please other people. Like they're afraid if they say no to them, that it's like, even with sex sometimes. I don't know if you guys ever had this. Like shoot me if I'm like wrong for this, but I feel like a lot of people experience this. Have you ever had sex with a guy and you didn't want to? You did it because you felt bad for him? Or am I the only person? Anybody else ever did that? Like, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it because he keeps asking and he's like, please, 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 please. Like, you ever had that happen? Like, honestly. Anybody? No, that's what I used to be. I used to be a very big people pleaser. Yes, right? Anybody else had that? Because I thought like, I was like, oh, if I say this, what if they think I'm like weak or I'm not weak or not, but I literally would feel bad for them. Like, I'd feel bad for them. I'd be like, fuck, wow, like, if I don't have sex with him, his life's going to be ruined type of, I don't know. I don't know what I thought, but I did it because I don't know why, you know? Like, I look back at it now and I know why. It's because it's an empathic thing. It's that feeling them. Yeah, see, everybody has. And yes, everybody has. And like, yeah, and like, especially even the most beautiful women that I know that's happened to them. And like, just to shut them up, right? Exactly. It's so weird. I thought, like, see, everybody gets it, right? Everybody gets it, and like guys can get it with guys, and girls can get it with guys. Like even like the gay boys that I used to show, they were like, "Damn, Flo, everything you be saying be hitting home." I'm like, yeah, because you guys are like women. So when I'm talking to you, you're like feeling my energy right now because we're the same way. Do empaths feel the days of the week and the times of the day? Do they feel the days of the week and the times of the day? No, because if you're truly empathic and you're highly gifted, you know what happens to us? We sort of like lose track of time because really in the spiritual, extra dimensional worlds, there's time is an illusion and it's not, yeah, it's relatable and so understandable. So it's understandable because a lot of people experience what I have experienced. But here's the thing. A lot of people don't want to talk about the things they experience because they're afraid of what people, I honestly, at this point, if I don't judge myself, I don't care if anybody judges me because I love everything I've been through. What I've been through, it's so expressive and it's so creative and it's so crazy. And it connects me to people, and I'm happy I went through it. I don't regret a thing ever, because I've learned so much from myself, knowing like what I did. And then now I know. See, when you heal and I'm not saying I'm fully healed. Nobody's ever fully healed, right? Nobody's ever fully healed. You always got to constantly work on yourself, right? But there's levels of healing, right? People don't talk about a lot of things. Exactly. So thank you, Nias. So what I'm saying to you is like, there's levels to healing, right? But here's the thing. When I decided, Flo, you're going to stay single and alone for like a year, and just see what happens. Like, focus on yourself. Ooh, pressure in the crown chakra, you guys. Is like a pinching. Like, so if you ever feel that, like a pinching in your head or a pinching in your third eye, you're not like, that's not just, oh, my head hurts. No, that's, you're getting a download. It's happening at that moment. So I told myself the best feeling is being healed after such crazy traumatic experience that were meant to shape you. And exactly, that's what I'm saying to you. Now, another thing I learned about myself today that was so amazing, because look, okay, so when I look back at me when I did drugs and shit, I'm like, why did I ever start doing drugs? What was I thinking? Like, kind of like, I was kind of like judging myself a little bit, like, ooh, what was I thinking doing this? What was I thinking about doing? What was I thinking when I did that? But then I realized, I get it. I know why I did it. I'm mad people who are gifted, or they become like spiritually woke, they've realized later the reason they did the drugs, because they were searching for what they're finding right now. Like what I'm finding now with no drugs, naturally, no weed, no nothing, is what I was searching for when I was doing drugs. I just didn't understand that I was searching for this. So I went searching for that feeling of like out of this world and like super like crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying to you? Like, so when I would do Molly, for instance, I remember people would get high on Molly and they want to go to a club. I wanted to sit and connect to something. I'd be like, wait, like, I would tell them, seriously, I'd be like, let's meditate. They'd be like, yo, bitch, you're bugging. We're going to the hotel, we're chilling, we're gonna, like, people would want to have sex on it and shit. I didn't. When I was on Molly, I was more like looking, I was like, yo, do you see that? Does anybody see that swirl over there? It's coming towards me. Anybody else? And they're like, yo, you're bugging, right? I remember even when I did perks and shit, I mean, I did perks because that's a whole nother level. You can't, like, perks are the worst. You do a perk or two, like, the fourth day, you're like, I need another one. I need another one. It's, like, fucking the worst shit ever. Like, Molly and, like, Coke and shit. I remember doing those uppers and being, like, or, like, all the uppers, Molly, Coke, right? I remember doing them and feeling like I'm connected to, like, some kind of, like, higher realm. I really did. Like, and everybody around me would be like, what are you doing? And I'd be sitting there like this. I'm writing. They're like, what are you writing? We're high right now. Chill and talk to us. And I'm like, yo, I can't. You're not making any sense right now. I just gotta write this down real quick. Hold on. Guys, I have some ideas in my head right now, and you're like fucking it up. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? That was me. Like, literally. Like, so what does it mean when you've been sober for many years, but you can drive by a particular city you used to party at, and you fucking smell the shit, the drugs, and it grosses you out? What it mean? That shit, the drug? Yo, oh my God, Naya's mommy, you just said some shit that I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, I'm very honest, right? I did perks for a while. I never really got into the heroin thing, but I did sniff it a couple of times because, like, once you do perks, like, heroin's nothing. You're like, oh, it's literally perks are like heroin. So I tell everybody else, they're like, I only did perks. I'm like, bitch, you know that it's an opiate, and opiates have heroin in it. And that's why so many people turn to heroin, not because they wanted to be a fucking dope-headed heroin. Thank God I never got into like the needles and all that. None of that, right? But I did sniff it, right? And I'm gonna tell you, it was when you go to doctors and you're in pain, they give you that morphine, you're like, right? You don't know, like, right? But I'm going to tell you, there was times when I stopped doing everything, when I stopped doing all the drugs, there was times when I remember I was at a party one time, and it was like a little house party, and then I went into the room, they were all sniffing Coke, and they were doing, like, bags of heroin and shit like that. Can I just tell you something? Before I did Coke, I would feel like I had to take a shit. I'm like, oh God, I gotta take a shit. Coke. No. It would get my stomach nervous, and I'd feel like this, like, this anticipation, like I'm about to do the Coke. Oh my God, I gotta take a shit, right? And then I would do the Coke, and I definitely had to take a shit because they put baby laxative in all of it right now. And I went to the party, and I wasn't doing any drugs. And I was like, I'm not doing nothing. No, I was like, nope. And I sat and I watched people do it. And I just remember looking at them, and I could smell and taste the Coke and the dope they were doing. I was like, I think I was there. And what did I do? I had to take a shit because they were doing the coke right in front of me and I smelled it. And I swear to God, I was like, I gotta take a shit. I gotta take a shit talking about it right now. Coke always does that to me. It gets my stomach going crazy, like crazy, crazy, crazy. And I understand that completely. And sometimes, don't get me wrong, like sometimes I'll be sitting at home. No, I'm lying. Not sometimes. It'll happen very so often. Very so often. But I do realize, you know what spirits do as well when you stop doing drugs, you know what spirit does? I'm sorry. I'm telling the truth. I'm so sorry. I know I'm like graphic, but it's the truth. It's really the truth. I'm serious. It's the way I feel. Like I can't, like I'm done. Like I told my spirit guides, I'm done hiding like things about me, the kind of drugs I did. Cause sometimes I'm like, I don't want to tell nobody I did heroin because they're going to think that I was, but like, bitch, I did every drug. I didn't do crack. I didn't do methamphetamine. Like, what do you call it? You know, I popped Adderall like crazy. But what's that other shit called? What is that thing they smoke? Meth, crystal meth. I didn't fuck with none of that shit because I was like, yo, I don't want to lose my teeth. I still want to be pretty. I want to do drugs, but I don't want to be ugly. You know, if I'm gonna do drugs, at least let me be cute while I'm doing them. You know what I mean? I don't want to walk around with no teeth and shit. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, like, all those times, and I remember spirit used to fuck with me. Like, when I stopped doing drugs altogether, I was like, I'm done with them, that's it. Like, when I decided to do drugs, you know, when I stopped taking perk, yo, I did snort crack by accident one time, and all that happened was my nose burned, and I just was like, what the, like, I'm not kidding. It didn't just burn, I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then the kid was like, you're not supposed to sniff that. I was like, what the fuck was it? He was like, Flo, that was not coke. That was crack. I was like, you gave me crack to sniff. And he's like, you were supposed to smoke it. I was like, how the fuck I'm gonna smoke crack? I don't know how to fucking smoke crack. He's like, you know, you could have put it in tin foil in a pipe. You know, I don't know the fucking method. But he's like, you could have. I'm like, this motherfucker gave me, I swear to God, and I sniffed Molly one time. Oh, my stomach hurts. I feel like I gotta take a shit now. I'm talking about this fucking shit. Oh, it kind of excites me. I'm not gonna lie. No, but I remember I sniffed Molly one time. Bro. My whole eye was like, I was like, I felt like somebody was stabbing me in the eye with a hot needle. I was like, I was like, what? And because I was around people, I was trying to like play it cool. I was like, guys, I was like, does anybody have a headache? And I was in the front seat, like, he was like, kid driving. He was like, are you all right? I was like, I'm sorry, just give me a second. It feels like somebody, I feel like my right side of my brain has hell and all of the souls are running around and screaming right now. It's really painful. And he was like, yo, put some water up your nose or something. And I was like he said it just like that. He's like, you know, people who do drugs, they don't give a fuck. He's like, yo, put some water up your nose or something. I was like, let me just let me. I was in the front suffering, struggling. I'm like, I was in the depths of hell on my right face. Like, nobody understood the pain I was in. Everybody else in the car is laughing and shit. And you know, the louder they laughed and talked, it was like they were screaming in my ear. And I was like, shut the fuck up. My fucking right side of my head hurts. Because, yo, so like, you know, this is a true fact. Like, you know, so that honestly, like when people say, I don't condone drugs at all because I know that people get addicted to it and we act stupid, right? We don't know. If you have an addictive personality, how are you supposed to know? What did I fucking was born and was like, I have an addictive personality. I should stay away from drugs. Nobody in my family told me, listen, by the way, the people in your family, they tend to be, they're addicts. Like, they're not addicts. My father was alcoholic. My uncles, a couple of them were alcoholics. Nobody turned to me and said, Florina Kaya, listen to me. Don't do drugs and don't drink because in your family, some of us get addicted. Don't do it. So I'm like, oh, I feel you, Tavares. Same shit here, boo boo. And I wasn't even doing shit like that anyway. I lost all. Here's the thing about me. So nobody turned around and said to me that you might have an addictive personality. Don't do drugs. Nobody said that to me. So I was like, if I do drugs, I'll be fine. But the signs were clear when I was like trying ecstasy and I was trying it every night, right? And I kept trying it. And after a while, you're not trying it no more. You know what I'm saying? Now you're doing it, right? And then I stopped until I was like 25, 26. And then when I had my daughter, the doctor prescribed me Percocet. And then that led into like everyday use. But I had it under control for like 3 years. I'm not going to lie. I took a perk here, a perk there. I was good. Then boom, depression set in. I didn't know what was wrong with me. Then from there, it spiraled out of control where it was like now went from like every other day to like every day. And then it would be like, if I didn't have it, I'd be like, I need some pills, and pills are expensive. They cost about $35 a pill, and then you're talking about a lot of money, time, and energy being spent into that, right? It gets crazy. It gets crazy. And that's why I say don't judge nobody, because if I turned out to do drugs, then it could happen to anybody, because I was the most innocent person in my life, right? Okay? Congratulations. Me too, Tavares. About 3 years. I'm not going to lie. I've had a drink here and there, but when it comes to drugs, no. The most detrimental thing that people can do is judge a drug addict, because I'm going to tell you, I swear to my daughter's life, and I would never swear on my daughter, you guys know that. Bro, $800 a month, I was spending like, because I wasn't doing heroin, I was spending more money. If I probably would have turned to heroin, I probably would have been like, still had money in my pocket, because I could only do one bag and I was throwing up. So I wasn't fucking with that, right? Thank God I didn't, because I would have probably been broke. But the thing was, the pills are expensive. I was buying bottles at once, so that's like $1,000 right there for the month. What? That's like rent, people's rent. I was doing that, it's like crazy. And then not only that, I was feeding other people's habits, because you always do that when you do drugs. First of all, when you do drugs and you know how it feels not to have them, you're not going to tell somebody, no, you can't have some. And that's why I tell people all the time, please don't judge nobody, because when I was a child, I was so innocent. Up until the age of 25, I'm telling you, I used to look at people and I'd be like, ew, crackhead, junkie. And I was very judgmental. Maybe that's why that happened to me, because I used to judge people who did drugs. I used to be like, I even used to get mad at my dad because I found out like that he did drugs. I used to be like, he couldn't fucking just stay off of them. Like, I used to judge him, And then I ended up doing them. And then everybody in my family, you had to see. The people they all expected to turn out to do that, none of them did. And I did. I'm going to tell you right now, not disappointed. My family was shocked. They were like, Lena? Because they call me Lena. They're like, Lena's doing drugs? No, she's not. She would never. She hates people that do drugs. She's a good girl. She would never do that. And they used to all be in shock. But guess what? You hang around people that do them. You get into it. Somebody you're dating does it. You want to do it with them because you think it's the thing to do as a couple. And you still judge. You should be able to control yourself if you're using. King, what are you talking about? Listen, I'm going to tell you. And I thank God the only reason I had the control I did is because I wanted to be a good mom. And I never wanted my daughter to get taken from me. So what I would do is, this is how I controlled it. I would do it in a weekend and just do every type of drug. I would do a little coke, a little ecstasy, a little Molly, a little weed, a little this, a little that. Did anybody see that spark? Anybody seen that spark? I would do all that, and then I would come home for like 5, 6 to 10 days, and I would not do nothing, because I never did drugs around my daughter. If I ever took a pill or something, I wasn't like, I was just taking a little bit of something to like feel a little nice, and remind myself of the good times, right? And then the rest of the time I was completely sober, right? And then I would go out and then I would do it again. And so that's how I controlled it. But what happens to other people is when they don't come from a family like me, like my family's crazy. Yeah, a weekend warrior, that's what they call it. Thank you. Like my family's crazy. When I would be out for more than 2-3 days, they would come looking for me. Like I'd have my brother looking for me, my mom, because they knew how crazy I was. My mom would say, "You're just like your dad." I can't believe it. Like the person who was so not like him is now just like him, right? Oh, no. All this drug talk is starting to tempt you. No, it should be actually untempting you. And that's why I tell the story, so that you guys can understand what it's like to be doing this type of stuff. And I don't care who judges me, because at the end of the day, everybody's done something in their life. Like, come on. We all addicted to something at one point in our lives, whether it be love, drugs, Facebook, I don't care. So the point is, those other people, what happens to them is they don't have that family support like that. So what happens to them is that now they don't have somebody like, don't do that. See, me, I was afraid of getting my ass beat and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because my brother caught me one time. He pulled me by my hair, took me in the car. He was like, I'll fucking kill you, bitch. And like, he kept me in the house for like 10 days. You're not leaving. And these scenarios caused me to not be crazy, because I'm Albanian. And when you come from Albanian life, they ain't just going to let you. Albanian parents don't give up on you. And I don't know about other parents, but Albanian parents do not. Yeah, me too. I love it too. Albanian parents, I know, because I went to NA meetings and AA meetings for like 4 years straight to make sure that I stayed on the right track. And listening to other people's stories, I was like, damn, I thought I was bad. These motherfuckers was like sucking dick for drugs. And I'm like, like, thank God I never had to do that, because I knew how to make money and I knew how to save money. Being a Virgo, no matter how high I was, bitch, if I had $300 on me, I was saving 100 just in case. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know, right? I was very smart with that shit. But a lot of people are not. And so I could have like, look, thank God I bought this house and shit before I started doing drugs, because bitch, I would have had no money and I would have had nothing. So I had like, I got this house, my mom's business that she had. I started my brother's pizzeria that he had. I helped him with that. I helped a lot of people. But then I started doing drugs and I was like, fuck everybody. Fuck you. I'm going crazy. Like when I did drugs, I didn't do drugs like everybody else too. I partied like a rock star. Like, bitch, I would take $1,000, grab a couple of people, strangers, complete strangers, and be like, let's go chill. We go to a hotel and have fun. And I paid for everything. And that was where my money went. It wasn't the drugs, because people gave me free drugs all the time. Flo, I got this. Here, just tell people to call me. I was connected. Like, people, don't forget, everywhere I went, somebody wanted to give me drugs to be my friend. Flo, what's up? Here. What's up, Flo? Here. How do you think I started doing drugs in the first place? Why do you think I won't go host clubs now today? You know how many people, like, I would go to Atlanta and host, and them trap boys would come up to the VIP. Y'all follow what I'm saying? Y'all got you. You know, like the guy from fucking Hustle and Flow, when he's talking to the car, I'm like, what are you saying? What? I don't understand the fucking word you just said. I don't understand a word. Just give me the fucking weed. Like, and I'll be like, what? And they'll be like, here, take that. And they'll be like a fucking big shit of coke like this. And I'll be like, I got cocaine. I got a lot of cocaine. Bitch, we're going to have a party after this. And so I'm not going to do all that coke myself. I don't want to die. I want to get high. I don't want to die. Right? Like, I'm not trying to die. I'm trying to get high. So I would tell everybody, yo, just go get high. I'm not going by myself to the hotel, everybody. And I would just pour the shit out on the table. I wouldn't even break it up good. It'd just be like some fucked up lines. The shit be looking like this. Fucking half fat, half skinny. And people be like, like retard. We didn't even know what we were doing. Most of the time, my shit just fell on the floor. I'm like, oh shit, yo, you dropped all that coke, asshole. You stupid. We'd be laughing and shit like, if you got around people who did drugs like that and they saw all those drugs being wasted, they would have murdered us. Like, what are you doing? I could turn that into something. Like, nah, motherfucker, we're not worried about all that. We're here to fucking go crazy and then go home and be normal for the next 10 days. Because I used to tell people, look, nobody in here better not give me no goddamn attitude. I don't want to hear no bullshit. I don't want to hear no arguing, because guess what? This is my time to party. When I go home, it's a wrap for the next 20 days. Y'all motherfuckers do this every weekend, every day. I have one job, and that's to get high and get crazy, have some sex, get naked, get some bitches to twerk, and that's about it. Once I'm done, I'm going home. I'm going to be a good girl for the next 20 days. I got to pretend to my family that I don't do this stuff. So let's go. You getting naked? No, leave. You getting naked? No. Okay, listen. Everybody here who's not getting naked and not getting turned up, if you're here to be and if you're here to have morals and respect for yourself, please leave. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got time for all that right now, bitch. This is the sinful nation right now. Either you're gonna fucking get crazy or get the fuck out. And I used to really say that. I used to really dead ass say that. I'm not kidding. Like, there was times when I remember this one girl. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing... Bitch, I just gave you all the free drugs in the world. You got a nice hotel, not some... Listen, bitch, you're not in a hotel right now that have flowers on the bed. You know those red flower covers? You know, the desperation hotels? Those ones where you're like, fuck it, it's the last... times are rough. Motherfuckers just need to get some dick, some pussy. Let's just go to the fucking motel, not even a hotel. They didn't go to those kind of hotels. They was in like the Hilton and like pretty places. You know what I'm saying? So like, you're either gonna fucking get with the program, because I just spent $1,000 and you're gonna get butt ass naked and be in the jacuzzi. Somebody's sucking somebody's dick up in here, and it ain't gonna be me, because that's why I paid for everything. So y'all motherfuckers can entertain me. I am the entertainer, and tonight I would like to be entertained. Thank you very much. And this is why I thought I was a queen in my old days. Javante, my baby. That's why I say I think I was a queen or something in my old days, because you know how queens used to like have people have orgies in front of them? They did. Like all those freaky queens, they would like get all the peasants and all the shit like that, and they'd be like, have everyone have an orgy. And they would, you know what I'm saying? And then she would just pick one guy and be like, you. She'd probably watch him fuck all the other girls, and if he looked like he was good, she'd be like, you and me, let's go. You know what I'm saying? That was me. I would watch them, how they interact the whole night, and then I would pick one guy. I'd be like, that's the one. I'd be like, you. And I would always have my own room, like down the hall, Because, bitch, at the end of the night when they're all knocked out everywhere, I want my own room, I want my own shower. None of you motherfuckers are coming with me. And so I'm serious. This is really how it went down. Like, this is not, I'm not showing off. I'm telling you, these are the experiences I had, right? It's the real, true nature of what I did. And so I'd have a room, but I would see one guy and I'd like be staring at him all night, but I wouldn't show him any attention, of course. You know what I'm saying? He'd be flirting with all the girls and you could tell like he wanted to fuck me, but he thought he was never going to get pussy from me at all. Like in his mind, he's like, damn, I'm just going to have to settle for one of these bitches. But I'm grilling him the whole time like, oh, I'm going to fuck you tonight. I'm going to fuck the shit out of you, bitch. Right? So, and then I would wait till everybody's coming down off the coke and the weed and the alcohol and everybody's like, I'm tired. I'm like, yeah, I'll be right back. Literally. I'll be right back. In the next room, they didn't know I had the room there. They never knew. I would never tell them because there's weirdos. You know, I don't trust nobody. You're not sleeping in the room with me. I got money in here. I got my phones. I got my computers. Like, I can't have everybody all up in my room. There would always be that one girl, though. I would see her and she'd be like, there was always that one girl. And she'd be like, and she's like the nice one. And she really wasn't about that whole life, but she was trying to like impress me. So she did whatever I asked her to do. So I would always take like that one girl and I'd be like, are you good? She's like, no, not really. I don't know when I'm going to go tonight. And I'll be like, all right, look, you can sleep in my room, but you do some shady shit. I promise you I will fuck you up. No, Flo, I would never do that to you. I love you. Because the whole night she'd be like getting me water, going to the ice machine for me. You know, she was the one that didn't do coke. So she wasn't stuck on the chair like, you know, she was like mobile the whole time. So I'm like, yo, I really need ice. I'll go get it. Okay. And I'm like, oh, I love this girl. So by the end of the night, I'll be like, are you good? Come with me. You can stay in my room. Don't worry about it. Really? Yes. Just don't tell nobody. We're going to silent. We're going to go get some ice, you guys, and never come back to the room. And then I take the guy and I'm like, but I'm going to bring a guy there. I might be fucking him. So just close your eyes and, you know, hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? Just close your ears. You got headphones? Because it's going to get a little loud. He's going to be the loud one, though. I'm just going to be like, and he's going to be like, oh, yeah, Flo. Oh, it's so good. Oh, your pussy's so tight. Oh, my God, I never felt. Oh, my God, I love Albanian pussy. Oh, my God, Albanian pussy's the best. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? And these things would happen. And this is a real life story. So. And so I would always make sure somebody was good. I always made sure everybody was good, first of all. I would be like, everybody good? We good? Everybody good? Okay. I'm out of here, or I'm going to leave. Or, like, I wouldn't tell them at all. If they were, like, some grimy motherfuckers, I'd be like, yo, I got to go to the bathroom. No, I'm not going to go here. I got to take a shit. I'm going to go downstairs real quick, and I would just leave. And just don't throw this one off of you. Like, for real. This is real. Ask anybody who's ever hung out with me. One thing about me, though, they'll never say is that Flo was grimy, because I wasn't. I shared everything. I didn't steal from people. I didn't lie to people. I was just honest. Like, look, we're here. This is what we're going to do. And like that one girl, like I told you, she was like, I don't want to do that. And I was like, you're going to have to leave. She said in front of like 7 people, I'm not leaving. I ain't going nowhere. And I did just like this. I was like, and they were like, oh, no, Flo, don't do it. Flo. Like, the people that knew me, they were like, Flo, don't do it. I'm like, yo, somebody tell her to leave. And they'd be like, yo, you got to go. She's serious. And she's like, I ain't going nowhere, bitch. I'm not leaving. I'm here. Oh, word? Okay, bitch. Okay. So I grabbed her by the hair. I dragged her through the fucking... I'm not proud of this, but I did that shit. And I would never do something like that today because I would never be in that situation. But I don't regret anything I did. But, bitch... I just paid for everything. You ate, you smoked weed, you did drugs, you got everything you wanted. You're gonna tell me you're not gonna do something when I ask you nicely, just take your fucking clothes off or get the fuck out? Like, everybody else is turning up in here. You see them bitches there in the fucking jacuzzi twerking right now, bitch. We chilling up in here. We about to go crazy. If you ain't with the shits, you got to go, bitch. Like, you're killing the whole vibe. Motherfuckers is out here trying to be like free and they let their inhibitions go and not judge each other. And you're sitting here being judgy, talking about, ew, what is she doing? Like, she was sitting there with the guy in the corner. I hate that one bitch. We're sharing everybody today. Like, bitch, nobody's your man up in here. Like, don't come up in here with your husband, bitch, because he will get fucked by a random bitch. So I'm gonna let you on right now. If you ain't down with sharing shit, you got to go, bitch. You got to go right now. So she's like talking to him and she's like, ew, what is she doing? Like laughing and giggling. He's like, oh no, you know. And he's so busy thinking he's gonna get pussy from her. So I said to him, yo, bro, she ain't giving you no pussy. So stop entertaining this bitch. Get up, move over there, go to the girls that are lit right there. He looked at me, he was like, all right, right away. He just went, all right. He moved, right? And she was like, and she was like, I'm not going. So I grabbed the bitch by her hair and I pulled her out of the fucking room. And I opened the door, throw her out, like literally threw her. I tried not to hurt her. I like kind of held her body and her hair at the same time so I don't hurt her. She was like, kicking, like screaming like somebody was kidnapping her and shit the whole time. I swear, this is a true story. And then I opened the door and I pushed her out, right? And I was like, and don't let the fucking door hit you on the way out. And I kicked the door behind her, right? And then she had forgotten her purse. She was like, my purse, my purse. I opened the door. I threw it in her face. And I was like, go. I was like, matter of fact, here. She was like, I don't got no money. I said, here's $20. Go get the fuck out. Don't make me call security up in this bitch. Don't forget, the room's under my name. She was like, fine, I'm leaving. She left and everybody in there was like, yo, thank God, Flo. She was killing it. I'm like, I know. All right, everybody ready? Let's turn the fuck up. And then shit got real after that. And that's it. Like, people have stressful lives. Can we just party without somebody being in a corner like, I don't do that type of stuff. I'm not a whore. Bitch, you're going to be a whore tonight. You're going to learn today, boo-boo. The fuck out of here. What do I look like? I ain't entertaining your fucking fake prude ass. Like, you ain't even really not. See, that's the thing. But if you really, really don't get down like that, I get it. Because I can read the energy. I'm like, oh, she doesn't. She's like, for real, a good girl, guys. No, she's not. This is not an act. She's really a good girl. But if the bitch is pretending the whole time, like, I don't do that. And yes, you fucking do. I had 5 visions of you sucking 10 dicks at once. Like, stop playing with me. I'm like, you know what I mean? Of course, I still gave her $20. You know how many times I gave guys money to get home? Because they were like, all right, we go to sleep now. I'm like, go to sleep. I'm like, nah, you got to leave. I don't like to sleep with strangers that I don't know. They're like, oh, you just had sex with me. I'm like, I know, but that's different. It's just sex, but you got to go. Like, it's time. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. No, seriously, I got to go to sleep. You got to leave because I got shit to do in the morning and, like, I can't have nobody here. Oh, but I came here. Oh, you don't have no money? You could just tell me you don't have no money. Here's $40. Look, go take a cab home. Can I wait for the cab in here? I'm tired. Like, I'm done. Like, here's the $40. Go. Like, you're on your own from here. You know, like, you got to be an adult. You know, you got to grow up sometime, you know? Like, motherfucker, you got pussy and you got $40. You're welcome. And you didn't pay for the room. Like, the fuck? Like, I got shit to do. I'm on a schedule here. Like, I'm trying to get back home and fucking, you know, sit at home and be like, I could be a good girl for the next month and a half. I'll be all right. Then I would go back out and back to what I want again. You know? Oh, that's different, though. That's different. But you just had sex with me. Yeah, but that's different. I'm not sleeping in the same bed with you. I don't know you, motherfucker. I don't know if you're going to wake up in the middle of the night, a demon's going to come into your body, you're going to get possessed and try to murder me or something. We don't know. You know, so we got to be aware, ladies, you know? And that's why a light always has to be on when I have sex. They're like, why do you want a light on? You want to look at me? I'm like, yeah, I want to make sure you don't get possessed. Because for some reason, it turns out like when the lights are off and they're with me, like something happens to them. They start to turn into this other person. I'm like, we're going to need a light on here. Candles, some sage, some fucking Palo Santo crystals. Oh my God, bitch, the energy in here is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Can't trust nobody. Some people are so susceptible to spirit that it's not that they get possessed, but a spirit can actually tap into their spirit. I've actually had a guy's face change when he was having sex with me on top of me. And I'm looking at him like, as he's doing it though, here's how gangster I am. I'm like, you know your face is changing right now, right? And he was like, I don't feel like myself right now. And he was like, fucking me. And he was like his face was shape-shifting. And I was like, oh my God, what spirit is doing this right now? I'm like, these motherfuckers be on some other shit. Like, they don't play, yo. They don't play. They'll find a susceptible person, a person who's very, like, open into you too. Because when your energy is raw like that, it's real like that, you attract that kind of energy. And when there's somebody who's susceptible to spirit, they'll take over their body. Like, and it's not in a possession kind of way. It's a spirit who wanted to fuck you for so long and he wanted to feel it. And he just found a weak motherfucker whose energy is so weak that he can go right into it. Because when you have strong energy like me or somebody else, they could try all they want. I'll be like, I'll reject them like the fucking, I'll just be like, no. It's like, you know, it's like you try to put your it's like you're trying to put your dick up my butthole. My butthole is just going to go and it's gonna pop it right out because there's no way. My butthole's completely closed, like it's forever closed. So alcohol too. That's why they call alcohol spirit. You ever wine and spirits? You know, it's spirit. Like that's when spirit can tap into you when you're high or drunk. You're very susceptible to those type of energies implanting themselves into your aura. I would say not into your body per se, but they can feel through them. It's called osmosis. Osmosis is when you get osmosis is something that you can feel through someone else. Like you can feel through someone else. So that's why exactly you have to like protect your energy in a very different types of forms. And because I'm highly protected by spirit and spirit knows I'm like crazy. Hi Dyla. They kind of like they're always around me like protecting my aura. So it can happen to someone else, and it's 3:03 on the clock. It happens to someone else that's with me, but it can't happen to me. And I've seen it happen. I watched it happen, and I just like I thought it was funny actually. I'm like, damn, this spirit is like enjoying themselves right now. Like I would see the guy like, this is great. And he looks like he's in fucking heaven. Like he looked like he just left hell for a day to come into heaven for a second, and he's like, I can't believe I'm doing this. The one guy, it's just one time I really saw this really happening. I don't know how you do it, girl. I'll be so stressed over the little things. Well, because it's been happening to me for so long. Rennie, what's up? It's been happening to me for so long. And I love you, Dyla. You're so cute. And Rennieville, that's my boo. It's been happening to me for so long with the spirit and stuff that I'm not afraid of it anymore. At this point, it's just become normal to me. And it's like, I already know it's there and it's happening. So, but at the end of the day, this is why I will not have sexual relations with just anyone today. This is why I decided for the last year and a half to just stay celibate until I meet, I guess my twin flame or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I did that for a reason because I'm like, I have boundaries now. Like I accepted that type of behavior when I was out there wilding and doing drugs and being crazy and being the person that I really wasn't. I was just trying to find out why I was doing this stuff and what was going on with me. And then when I figured out what the problem was, when you figure out what the problem is, you don't have problems no more. You know what I'm saying? Like when you figure out like what's the issue with you, you figure out what's going on with you, like here and in here, and you figure out, and especially when you don't know that you're gifted and you're highly spiritual in nature, and you tend to do things that don't make sense to you. Like, why am I doing this? I would never do this in real life. Like, that's not me. Like, I don't do things like this. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, you do grimy shit, you lie to people. That's not me. Look at me for the past 2 years. How come I don't have no issues, no problems, nothing? I'm fixing everything. Everything's about, like, I paid for everything. I was able to make money. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? Why was it? Because I was obviously trying to figure out what was going on with me emotionally and physically, and I didn't realize how powerful my gifts were. And so I was denying them. And so through denial, I was trying to mask the pain that I had growing up. And also at 18, but I'm not letting body fuck with energy because I need to be the sane at the end of the day. Exactly. I needed to mask my pain from the growing up. And then I also wanted to pretend that I didn't have gifts because it would scare me so bad. So I would, like, if you're high or you're like, if you dull your brain, right? If you keep doing drugs or you drink and you do low vibrational stuff, you don't tap into the vibrations that you naturally have within you. You kind of tend to use these ways to remove these vibrations, to remove these, because you're scared of it. I was terrified of ghosts and shit like that. He's like, oh my God, please God. Now I'm like, hey, hi, I'm here. Hello, ghosts, hi. Not ghosts, energies, entities, aliens, all of that stuff. I knew they were real. I knew they were around. And I know a lot of people, including friends of mine that I'm not going to say no names, that did stuff, like did things because they're highly empathic. They're highly intuitive, which is why we vibed with each other, which is why our energies match, which is why if I made love to someone that I knew, when we made love, it was the best sex ever. But when it came to talking and communicating, it was the worst because it was like two very empathic, gifted, highly intuitive, highly susceptible to energy. We couldn't communicate well because we still didn't understand our own energy and our own auras. But when we started to understand ourselves and started to understand who we were, now I come around these people and I'm like, what a fucking difference. Look how we're talking to each other. and we support each other completely, still love each other exactly the same. This goes for anybody, whether I fucked them, whether I was friends with them, I still love them. I still support them highly. I'll do anything for them if they ask me to. And I won't feel like they're like other people asking me for a favor. And this goes with anyone in my life, anyone right now. And why? Because my aura is clear and I could see. And just like I said before, I was laying in bed and this guy calls me and he's like, yo, Flo, what's good? And I'm like, why is he calling me? Like, what the fuck? Like, now I know him from NA. When I was going to the NA programs, this is how I got my life, like, kind of, like, settled. Like, started to go to NA, which I thought NA was bullshit. I was like, fuck this shit. This is stupid. I never followed the NA program, but it did help me get a lot to where I am today. But he was from there. So, and I talked to him, and I'm like, why is he calling me, right? I knew that he liked me and stuff there, and I didn't want to fuck with him. And he's like, yo, I got this shit. Like, I'm selling sneakers. He's like, bong, I get the thing, and then we could go. He's like, I know you got the gift of gab, and, like, we could hit motherfuckers over the head. And I'm like, listening to him, and I'm like, no. I'm like, okay, yeah, I gotta go. Click, and I hung up the phone on him. And he was like, why you hung up? And I texted him. I was like, look, I'm not trying to hit nobody over the head today. I'm trying to be as honest as I possibly can. And I don't know, but aren't you supposed to be following the NA program? Like, don't you say that, be honest and all that? Like, I used to watch a lot of people in NA. I always be like, motherfucker, you ain't really living this spiritual life. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't living it like I am, And I wasn't perfect, but I was doing better than them, in other ways, right? So you could be as clean off drugs as possible. It does not make you a good person. I know that for a fact, okay? Because I know motherfuckers that never did a drug in their life, and they're the worst motherfuckers you ever meet in your life. The grimiest sons of bitches, the bitches, So today, it's all about rehab, naha, and AA as and rehab, naha. So the recent rehab, NA, and AA as well. As see, it got me to where I am today. Why are you laughing after you said that? Yeah, but you see, it's the truth. I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of people act like they're so fucking like, I don't do drugs, but you're the worst person on earth. Like, if someone was like dying in front of you, you would walk by them and you'd probably record them and put it out there for people. Like, we just not the same though. That's the thing. Even when I look, like, I'm not like, I don't talk about this to like really, I talk about it because I know that people can relate to this. No matter how many times I did drugs or how high I was, I always tried to help somebody. Like, is it fucked up that I was trying to help them by getting them high too or something? But I felt their pain and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, here, do all the drugs you want, right? Those ways. I would help homeless people. Doing drugs humbled me. Understand that, because if Flo would have never done drugs or done none of that, guess what? I would have no sympathy for homeless people, drug addicts, drug alcoholics, my father who died from it. And I know he doesn't like when I tell people that, but I have to. Like, come on, like, it's nothing. It's not a big deal. It happens all the time. People do it. You know what I'm saying? If I never got into that world of like the drugs and seeing the ghetto and the hood and getting into that life, I would never have sympathy for none of those people. Do you not understand? I would have been a cold-hearted bitch who'd been like, I don't give a fuck about nobody. I'm doing good. They fucking losers. Look at this loser. Can't even stop doing drugs. That's what I'm going to try to tell you right now. If I did not do all that stuff, Flo would have been like a stuck-up ass, egotistical bitch who thought she was better than anybody else, because that's what I thought before I did any drugs in my life. I really did. Really, I will save this life. I will. And I don't care what I talk about it anymore. I let people judge. I don't care. At the end of the day, today, I'm myself and I'm me, and I talk about everything through my experiences so that people can understand it's okay. The best way you're going to get through everything is by not judging yourself anymore and by just seeing it. Like I did that. I had to do it because I had to be humbled. That was God's way of humbling me, because I was very egotistical. Like before even Bad Girls Club and all that, you had to see. When we were little, very little, my mom said we were very broke, but I don't really remember that. I don't remember being broke. Like, if to me, I feel like my life was, I had everything I wanted. I was good. I never struggled, right? But we did struggle. I just don't remember. It was like the age of 8, 9, 10. I don't remember my life from the age of like 13 and down at all. Like, at all. I remember a couple of things here and there, but that's it. And so, like, I feel strongly that God had to humble me. So God was like, bitch, you think you're all that? You're buying $80 shirts. You're fucking running around with gold necklaces. And I was in high school wearing, Everything new that came out, the door knockers, I had them. Remember those XO chains and the XO bracelets? I had it. The Nextel came out, I had it. The Pepe shirts came out, I had it. The fucking FUBU shit sneakers came out, I had them. The Rocawear clothes, the sweatsuit, the Rocawear sweatsuit came out, the velour, I had it. Everything that came, I had it. Did I work for it? Yes, I did. But I also had boyfriends who, and I was still a virgin, okay? And I was still having these motherfuckers buy me everything, okay? And no, but you don't understand. It wasn't that my mom was able to give me everything. I would work. I would kill myself working. I told you I would have 2 jobs. I would go to the deli, work from 5:30 in the evening for after school. I would take the bus to work, and then I would work there all night until 4 a.m. Then I would go home, get 2 hours of sleep, go to school, then leave school and go to work again to another job, and then work in a law office, and then go back to that. And all I did was work and spend money, and I wanted to be cool and the popular one, and I was, and all that, right? And then but God humbled me, man, real quick, because all that shit I went through was for a reason. What? I used to love those velour Rocawear suits, man. I tried to find one online. I couldn't find it. I had the powder, baby blue powder one with the baby blue Jordans. Remember those Jordans? They're white and the blue on top like that. It was like a swerve. I had it all. I was always with the Nextel on my side in high school. What? Bitch, I was fucking chilling. And guess what? I was very egotistical. I used to judge people. I used to say, oh, she's a junkie, she's a slut, she's a whore, she's this, she's a slut, she's a hoe, he's a freak, he got a different girl every day of the week. I judged everyone. And so I had to, oh yeah, the pink ones are cute too. And so I had to God had to humble me down. And what's the best way to get humble besides being a fucking retard doing drugs and getting arrested, going to jail and being around a bunch of other drug addicts and all that? There's no more humbling, more experience than having to take a shower in a fucking place where I was putting the towels. You know what I was doing? When the thing was dry, I would take the tape, because I was the trustee, the tape, the electric tape. I was putting it on the towels on the walls so that when I took a shower, I didn't touch the walls. And I had the slippers on, and then the water would fill up a little bit, and I'd jump out of the shower, wait for it to go down, go back in, because I didn't want to touch the water. I didn't want to touch the walls. Imagine, I was cleaning my cell with my hands and feet like this. I Clorox bleached my whole cell, the walls and everything. And they would come in and be like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's so dirty in here. I could smell everything. The toilet. Are you kidding me? I was putting, pads, like Kotex pads that you got. I would take the Kotex and put them on top of the metal. They'd be like, Flo, you're only supposed to put 2 or 3. You got to stop doing that, because I was putting 20 on there just so my butt doesn't touch the metal. Do you not understand? Are you kidding me? To me, my best thing in the world is taking a poop in peace with a cigarette in my hand, and nobody bothers me. I'm closing the door and I'm off to poop land. Don't bother me. Imagine being in jail where you have to worry about a CO walking by, or the at the time when they kept the doors open. I'm like, can you close the door? I gotta take a shit. And they'd be like, well, you gotta keep it open halfway. Are you joking me? I miss taking a shit. I didn't even give a fuck about nothing else in jail. I was like, fuck the food, fuck the fucking everything. The showers and taking a shit. I was like, are you joking? Are you fucking joking? I cried for 3 days because I couldn't take a shit. I was in the bed like this. I can't shit. And then this girl comes in, she goes, Flo. She goes, Flo, what's wrong? Do you miss your daughter? I know. I was like, no, I can't take a shit, boy. For 3 days, I can't shit. I broke down crying. This bitch was like, you're crying because you can't take a shit, bitch? The fuck? And I was like, yeah. And the showers, they're really dirty. And the towels are this small. And it's just really stressful, because she was like, oh, your bougie ass is going to have a good time here for the next 5 months. I was like, 5 months? I cried like a baby. Like a baby. I cried like a baby. I was like, my daughter's good. I'm with her every fucking day. She's getting a break from me. My mom got her. She's good. My daughter was chilling while I was there. She was there 5 months. She was without me. 5, 6 months. My mom, she went to see her dad. My mom, I made sure that she was busy the whole time. I would send them from jail. I'd be like, all right, go on my bank account, take out $2,000. They took it to Florida. They took it to Disney World. She was busy. So we were talking. I told her I was in school. So what I would do is, because people wonder, like they ask me, what did you do with her? What I would do is I would take the orange jumpsuit off and I would wear a white t-shirt and I would do the FaceTime with her because they had the FaceTime in it. So I would, I was supposed to do a year, but I ended up getting out in like 5 months, like almost 6 months, I have to say. It was like 6 months. But, you know, she went to Florida for 2 months, so she had fun. So what I would do is FaceTime with her and she thought I was in school. But I ended up telling her later that I was in jail. I was like, remember when mommy was missing? She's like, yeah. I was like, I was in jail. She was like, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, because she's like, why'd you go to jail? And I told her, because I was being bad. I was being a bad girl. I wasn't listening. I was being bad. I was fighting people. I was like, that's why. She's like, I know, Mom. I'm not going to do that. She's like, but I'm not going to judge you. I love you. You're my mommy. Like, she's such a good kid. So I would go to jail. I would take off the orange jumpsuit and I would stay with the white and I would do the FaceTime with her and I'd be like, I'm in school right now. And then she'd see all the girls walking by. So she saw a bunch of girls. She was, I think, 5 at the time or 4. So she, 5 o'clock. She was 5 o'clock. She was 5. So she really, yeah, she was 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. 3 years ago. Yeah, she was 5. So she didn't understand. She just thought that I was in school. So I would sit there and like, you know, talk to her and stuff like that. And she'd just be like, how's school, Mom? What are you learning? I'm like, well, I'm learning that, I'm learning how to take a shit on 10 toilets and how to take a shower without touching the walls. And I was like, well, we're learning skills on like how to cut hair. And then there's group sessions and I used to make up stuff and shit. And then I got home and told her, like when she was 8, when she was like turning 8, I told her. She's like, Mom, remember that time when you were gone for like, I don't know, 3 months or 2 months? Kids have no concept of time, just so you understand that. Because like I'd be gone for 2 days sometimes when I was working and she'd be like, you were gone for a whole night, 1 whole days. And I'd be like, yes, 1 whole days. Meanwhile, I'd be like working for like 4 days. They have no concept of time, so they don't understand. She said, where were you when you was missing that time when you was out for like a month or like 2 weeks? She said 2 weeks one time. I was like, Eliana, I was out longer. She's like, how long? I was like, a couple of months. Where were you? I said, well, I was in jail. You're going to find out one day. She was like, what? Why? And I told her, she's like, why didn't you tell me? And then she's like, what happened in jail? You know what she makes me do at night? She makes me tell her stories about stuff like that. And I tell her in a way of like a lesson. I don't talk to her like, Ma, you remember that one time 5 years ago when you hit me and it hurt and I was crying loud? She'll tell stories like that in front of people. Ma, remember when that one time when you hit me with a crutch? I'm like, Eliana, I tapped you on the leg with the crutch when you were walking up the stairs because you weren't listening. I literally went like this to you. And she's like, no, she said, I had a bruise that didn't develop yet. I said, you had a what? She goes, you know those bruises when they're inside, but they're going to develop. They didn't develop yet. Well, I had one of those. I'm like, yeah, I can't deal with kids. But they're so cute, you know. So I tell her stories about my life. She loves hearing stories about my life. Does anybody else's kids love that? Every night, Mom, tell me a story about your life. I'm like, tell me a story about when you were a kid. I'm like, you want to hear a story about when you were a kid? She's like, no, you. Like, she's not interested about her childhood at all. She's like, I don't care about mine. I want to know about yours. What did you do? How was high school? What happened in high school? And I'll tell her scenarios about this girl and when I fought with her and I argued with this one. And I was friends with this one and she played me for this and her brother. I'll tell her stories that teach her lessons. So I'll turn my experiences into lessons for her. And I'll tell her, like, oh, I had this best friend in high school one time. And I don't know, like, you know, I told her a lot of my stories, and she wants to hear a different one every night. Every night before she goes, you gonna tell me one of your stories? I told her when I got jumped. I tell her all these things for a reason so she doesn't hang out with the wrong people and she learns lessons from it, you know? I was on the news. What I do? What did I do? What news? Which news? Because there was several of them. You're so cute. There was a few of them. Which one are you talking about? TMZ, that other shit, the other shit, that other shit. Like, which one? I guess I don't know. I don't know which one you're talking about. There was a lot of them. There was a few of them. Like, it wasn't... Yeah, I am her bedtime story. It wasn't... I don't think it was news, like, news. It was, like, you know, those blogs and shit, like TMZ talked about me on their online site or whatever. Thank God I never made it to the news. Thank God about that. But I was on a newspaper in New Jersey one time that they were looking for me. Look, I ran from Popo a lot. Those are my charges. You want to know what my charges were? Was I would get pulled over for something like making a U-turn in front of a precinct with drugs on me, sniffing a fucking 8-ball of coke with a bottle of Hennessy, making a U-turn. Cop will pull me over. Like the one time the cop pulled me over and I didn't have a license and I was fucked up. So I didn't want to talk to him, so instead of stopping, I just kept driving, and then I just pulled over, and he was like, "Why did you run from me?" I was like, "I wasn't running. I wasn't running, officer. I'm really high. I'm really drunk right now, and I just didn't want to talk to you because I was so high. I was like so high," and then he arrested me, and I had the drugs in my coochie, right? I had the drugs in my coochie, and then when I got to the precinct, nobody checked me. So then when I got inside the cell, I was getting all the bitches in there high. And then so we were mad rowdy, and the cops were like, "What are you doing? Why are you guys bugging? Stop banging on the wall." One of the girls was climbing the cages. She was like, "Let me out." We were all fucked up. We were in the cell. Those girls loved me, boy. I was like, "Yo, I got mad coke. Who wants to get high?" They were like, "What, bitch? Yes, watch out. I'll go hide the camera. I'll do this." One standing by the fucking bathroom camera. She's doing poses and shit, trying to pretend we're dancing while we're like, sniffing, everybody sniffing, everybody's doing some coke. Like, we were fucked up by the end of the night. Fucked up. It was like fucking, we didn't fall asleep till the next, we didn't fall asleep at all. I didn't fall asleep at all. It was the next day. I went to see the judge still high. I was like, "Yes, Your Honor?" No. No, Your Honor. What was the question again? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? I did say that to the judge one time. He was like, "You're not taking me seriously." I was like, No. I am. I was like, let me just... What was the question again? And then he asked it. I was like, "Oh, no, Your Honor. I was not running from the cop. I was a little high, so I didn't want to talk to the officer. And to be honest with you, I was like paranoid out of my ass. So I just like drove down the block, and I was like, maybe if I stop down here, he won't pull me over." You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, I kept it always honest with them because I'm like, I'm gonna get in trouble anyway, so fuck it. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Undercover in a taxi. For real. That ass, like, I told, like, fucking, you know how many times I told the judge the truth? They're like, "What were you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, Your Honor, I was completely fucked up, yeah. I'm going through something." Like, the one judge, I was like, "Your Honor, I'm going through something. I only have one explanation." He's like, "Can you explain to me why you're doing this?" I was like, "I'm going through something." I was like, there's only one explanation I have for the fucking way I'm acting right now is something's not right in here and I need help. Like, I must be crazy. Ah, my daughter, I gotta go. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming. Go. Go ahead. Go turn the light on and go. You guys know the cue. When she comes down, it's time to go. That's my boss right there. I'm coming, booby. Huh? Don't even what? Mommy, don't even. I love you guys. I'm gonna go put her to bed, okay? Oh, you were on the nest, okay. Okay, ouch. Okay, I'm sorry.